learning about history because for whatever reasons, whether their excuse is, oh, it's too intense of a subject matter for the kids to know about, which is bullshit, I will mind you. I will remind you, is bullshit to try and say, oh, the subject matters, it's talking about slavery and racism, and we don't want to what happened in your country and other countries' history.
So this is the current and
it's
greatest
a deliberate
threat
attempt to make kids dumber
free speech,
so they're more malleable, and
discourse.
so they can be crafted in your own DEI'd imagery. And thus easier to control.
Warm up with some Ember, just like we did last night.
So yeah, if everything gets siloed, guarantee you, even more books will get pulled because they need to control the spread of information. They need to control the populace. If any of you guys have seen the HBO special, the 5-episode special of Chernobyl, there's a particular scene in that stands out to me, where the Russian scientist who's part of the trio trying to figure out what happened with Chernobyl, she goes to a library, wants to check out several books for research on trying to figure out what happened to Chernobyl, and the librarian has to actually take the list of books to a gentleman in the back behind a door for permission to check out the books, and he brings it back with every fucking one of the books crossed off except for one of them. And this chief librarian just goes, she can have that one. And that's it. And that book in particular was defaced and an entire section ripped out of it to control information, to maintain state secrets. It's happened before.
That's a fact. Okay, didn't expect that to happen. Sorry about that. What's going on?
The government that just has, they can just read what you're doing on the internet all the time. And unfortunately, it seems like that's where we're at. And I understand if you've got nothing to, if you've got nothing.
Thor.
You've got nothing to fear. Yeah,
what's
definitely.
Up? What in the world?
Well, what happens whenever they change what to hide? That's the issue,
No.
And I think that's where everybody else is at, too. I don't want to have my internet be controlled by the 20 most annoying Karens that are either in Collective
Am I delayed?
That are in the T app, or that are in Congress.
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm trying to
be the fear of being
understand. See, this keeps happening. This right here. I don't. This shouldn't be happening.
Having 20 carrots. The fear should be you don't want to have your information controlled by 20 power-hungry government officials. That should be the fear. Because power-hungry government officials won't read and say you're being immoral. Power-hungry officials will say you're committing wrongthink that could be a threat to our power. That person should go away. That's the kind of people that you'll be afraid of. No, not government Karens.
Oh.
Government dictators. Okay, Karens will read and scream and say, I want to speak to your manager.
Ember, and it keeps cutting
afraid
out.
of.
But I think
The
I'm
ones
okay
to be
now.
afraid of are the ones that are
I guess
not
I'm okay
loud,
now.
and they're
I'm warming
sitting
up
there in the
with
shadows,
this
watching
because
and doing everything
this
to
is a
maintain their
serious threat.
power, even if it entails disappearing people. For
Yeah,
wrong
no
things.
shit.
Those are the people. It's the quiet ones that
Yeah.
you need to be really afraid of. Because the loud Karens, they're broadcasting what they want.
That's exactly
The quiet
right.
ones in the shadows,
Does, and if it doesn't, you're out of your mind.
Basically pulling the strings for a lot of these types of regulations. I am very concerned about this, and I think that you should be too. I think there's an honest and genuine conversation to be had.
Tell me how the
about
volume
which
is,
content
Thor,
appropriate for
as
children
we warm
and which
up
is
here.
not, and how social media should regulate itself, and how social media should be regulated. But we are going a lot farther than that, and we're talking about the entire internet and websites wholesale. This is censorship. This is far. This is not for kids. This is for adults to prevent them from doing and saying things and organizing in ways
if
that
this
put
does
the powers
not
that are making
terrify
these
you,
rules
if this
at
does
risk.
not scare
That's
you,
what's happening. And
it
I
should.
understand I might sound like a crazy person, but after everything that happened,
She's
during
got a
COVID,
nose
I
for
can't
this.
see a
She's
single one
on
of you
point.
guys
So is
disagreeing.
Asmund. I mean,
And so
obviously,
anyway, what
bro
the
has
real
a
idea, I think,
nose
is inevitable.
for
What
what
isn't
is a
inevitable is the fact
genuine
that these
threat
companies have to be the
to
ones
the
running it.
West,
They should
to
not be the ones running it.
foundations
I
of
do not
America,
trust these
free
companies.
speech,
I
all
don't
that
trust
shit,
the
the First
government
Amendment,
either,
everything.
But I don't trust
This
the
is a
companies at all,
bad
and I just
fucking
don't trust the government.
deal.
And the fact is that, you know, like the government
And they've
got
tried
rid
to
of
do
the
this
East America
several
slavery in
times.
1865. Private companies still have it right now. So I think that pretty much gives you.
Yeah, but the governments are perfectly okay with private companies still having, objectively speaking, slavery. The governments approve of it, and the companies are payrolling the governments. You can't trust it. That's exactly it.
100%.
That's where we are in a position where we are fucked in every direction. We can't trust the government to do it right. We can't trust private companies to do it right, because both of them are going to fuck you 10 ways to Tuesday. And, you know, if you agree with, okay, yeah, something should be done regarding, you know, making sure kids are safe from actual harmful content or keeping kids off social media,
the fact
because
this
it's been
thing
proven to
escalated
basically
this
fuck their
fast
brains
into
up.
legislation across nations. I
You're in a
know!
conundrum.
What is happening?
Because the
It's
only
nuts.
way to do that,
Makes
the
me
only
think
way
it was artificially inflated
basically
to
actually do
obfuscate.
something
It
to benefit
absolutely
kids by
has
keeping
been.
by-
If true, it technically 100% would be, in objective reality, it would be a bigger deal than that. Because, I mean, as much as I hate that and want justice on that front, right? This is a bigger threat. Because dude is dead, right? Like, whatever you want to say about all that stuff, guy is no longer, I mean, he's no longer here. And the ring has been shut down with all the Epstein stuff. I get and I want justice for that. But damn, is this, and it's working. It actually, if that's the case, Thor, you're absolutely right.
And again, the vast majority of them grew up
But
just fine. They didn't grow up to be fucked
also,
up sex
it's like
maniacs
kind
who
of
are running
working
around
because it
raping
kind
women.
of is a bigger,
That
it's like
didn't
this
happen, despite the fact that
double-sided
government tried to
coin.
claim that they would. Social media, you can objectively say, is fucking up kids and screwing up their brains and screwing up their attention spans.
Obviously
You can
it
make a
is.
legitimate argument for that. The problem is, there is no good way to stymie that without it spiraling out of control. There's no good way to lock
Thor.
kids out of social media without that method.
Oh, I know!
Turning into
the hypocrisy is actually
where
nuts.
the government uses that as the foot in the door to take control over everything. So I don't have an answer. Anybody that's looking to be
Yes,
like,
under the guise of
what's your solution
protecting
to it?
children,
I don't have one. I don't have the solution.
I mean, as a father, I can tell you right now, there's nothing more valuable to me than protecting my kids. But don't tell me this is for protecting the children when we're going to take away all of your ability to find out the truth, to find out and investigate information and do your own kind of research and reporting and inform yourself. And they're going to segregate nations on the internet so that only state-sponsored media can control the narrative. Like, this is actually totalitarian, asinine, crazy shit. Holy crap.
As of right now, that's the best solution I can think of.
But it's
to
for the
basically
kids, right? But it's for the
keeping
kids.
Off
It's to
of
protect
dangerous
kids.
websites, keeping
My
kids off of
ass.
social media, while
If they
not
cared about that,
violating
we'd have
people's
justice
privacy.
in the Epstein
It's
situation.
not the
Like,
best solution,
obviously,
I freely admit
holy.
that. It's the only one that I can
It's
think
so
of right
crazy.
now where you will not be forced to identify yourself
And of course, the
for every time you
conservatives
want to go into a
that are
website.
Christian are
and
going to
give
look
the
at this and be
government
like, yeah,
control
we
that
definitely,
they can basically
absolutely
just
want to
take
protect
over
kids
what
from,
you can and
you know,
cannot see on
adult
the internet.
content online. That's
That's all I
100%.
got.
Like, yes, they're going to buy into that.
No barometer
But that's
on
not what
which one is better
this,
than the
like,
other,
look
which one is
at
a
the
little bit
law.
more accountability.
Look at what it
But
says.
again,
That's
we're
not what
scraping
this
the
is.
bottom of the barrel
Oh
here.
God,
So
that's
what I
an
think we need to be
unintentional
looking at.
bonus
We need to
side
be looking
effect
at
that they can
proactive,
layer in
proactive
there
Wombat.
to
implementations
justify
that do not
the
actually
insane
put people's data at
implications that
risk
nobody's
by
actually
the
looking
company
at
being
about
able to
this
have
law.
that data
It's
on hand.
way
We
worse than
saw
that.
that with
If
the
they
tea.
wanted to protect,
And again,
like,
I
then
know
they
there's
would
gonna
ban
be people
they
who are
would ban
against
that
me
kind
on
of
this, because
content.
you're gonna say, well, I don't want to have
Like,
this at all.
companies wouldn't be able to profit. If they genuinely
It's gonna
cared about
happen.
protecting the kids from adult content,
It's
they would
gonna
just
happen.
ban it.
Unfortunately, he's
Or
right.
cannot
like,
see
there to be
universal
a million other ways to do
If you
this.
drive around
Like,
with a car, you've got to have a license.
it's
You've got to present ID.
This ain't
and
it,
1,000 other things in the
brother.
world. Do you really think that we're going to live in a world where the internet stays like it was in 2007 forever? Of course not. And I'm worried about
Yeah,
that.
that's
because
actually
there are some
scary.
great things
And
about
I'm worried
There
that
are some
a
not so
lot of the
great
conservatives
things.
that are going to
But
look at
I'll
this
be
at a
honest, the
surface
people
level,
that are trying to control
out
to
of the
not
good
so
intentions,
things,
are going to,
they're
like,
also doing that as a massive
you know,
choice
because
and
they
it's
genuinely do
center
believe in this
control
kind of thing
Yeah.
discourse
in
on the
general,
internet,
right?
and to have a effective lever that they can pull in the
They
future
tend to,
if they
right?
need to shut down
Ooh.
a certain type of conversation.
It's
We're already
actually
seeing this in the
devious.
UK, which right now is one of the worst Western
Holy
Huh?
crap.
and I think that
Yep.
entire ideology is going to be exported to the
And
rest of the West,
I
and
know,
the rest
yeah.
of the world, as it already has been in some places.
They have the majority, exactly.
That's
And
what
that's what I'm worried about.
That's why I was saying
We have
that
some
what
moderate
that
conservatives
what the
in there
UK is doing in its entirety
That may see
is spreading like a virus worse
the
than
insidious nature of this thing.
COVID. It is.
I'm
There-
just
there's-
glad right
there's
now.
no
I'm just
denying it.
thinking,
You
God, it's
cannot
not.
deny
It was not in the big beautiful
China.
bill because holy,
And
we
so
would
I
not
don't
have
wanna
a
see that happen.
chance.
And I want
Like,
to be able to
brother,
let you guys
we'd
know
be
what's going on.
effed.
I'm busy today. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I wanted to make a quick video and talk about this. Be vigilant, be proactive, and don't let these companies try to take all of your information. Again, information and some degree of verification is
Yes.
inevitable.
Let me.
but
Okay.
it certainly
Listen.
should be
Listen to
done by
me
the companies,
now and
because they
on
are
this.
the
Okay. If there
easiest
is
ones to
one
hack. And if
thing
you don't believe
that
me,
people
look at
say
Sony.
is the
So
most
anyway,
dangerous
guys,
weapon in
thank
the
you
world,
all
that's
very much for
nukes.
watching.
They're
I really,
wrong.
wanna hear what everybody thinks in the
Information
comments. I think
is
this is
the
gonna be an
most
ongoing
dangerous weapon
conversation
in war.
for the
Don't let
next,
anybody
unfortunately,
tell
5 to
you
10
otherwise.
years.
They're
And
nuts.
It is a losing battle, but I
Everyone
would
knows
rather
this.
use a way to where
Sun
we
Tzu
don't
is right. Like,
and,
there's a
at
reason
least
it's
unless,
basic
orders
academia
or
at West
fucking
Point
judge orders.
because he's
And so
right.
anyway, that's where that's what I think.
This is.
And,
Oh
that's
man,
where we're at.
it's not
So
funny
anyway, guys,
at
thank you all
all.
very much for watching.
But
I'll
I
see you.
can't help but laugh out of like nervousness because it's actually crazy.
Yeah.
For what you said earlier, it's not that no one didn't ring the bell on this issue. They have even on YouTube.
Gore of Thor says the fact this thing escalated. Yes. I've read that part. Let me catch up with you, Thor. This popped up, and now I read that. This is yep, I read that because parents can't be parents is the government's excuse. I know! Because apparently parents can't actually parent their children properly, so the government wants to take away parental rights away from us. Like, we're not responsible for, like, nobody cares and has the more incentive to be responsible and to properly provide for and care for their kids than the parents. Why would you take that away and put it in the government's hands? That is totalitarian crazy. That is absolutely authoritarian crazy. Holy crap. Thankfully, Gore of Thor says, thankfully this has to pass Supreme Court to pass a law. Although this won't stop companies, this law violates 3 constitutional rights from the top of my head. Absolutely it does. It obviously does. Because the First Amendment clearly states government and Congress shall pass no law that infringes upon the freedom of speech of the people of America. Period. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but it says it shall pass no law. This does that. This is that. And I'm like, it's literally the reason, the First Amendment is the reason, the core of why America is the last bastion of free speech. It's absolutely essential we protect that baby with everything we've got. Yes, including our guns at home, because holy, whoo, man. Oh.
It's more of hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst.
Hope for the
That's
best, be prepared for the worst. Yes, Ember, you are correct.
Yes, keep letting your representatives know you don't want this to go this way. This is going to be dangerous. This is going to turn into authoritarianism, and we don't want that. Put the kibosh on that. Keep doing that. Keep fighting, but be prepared for the worst in the end. That's all that we can do. I know it's a downer. I'm sorry it's a downer, but it's the world that we live in now. Unfortunately. All right. Let's do something else. Thank you, Durahan. The Nana Cat always makes me smile. All right. All right. There is one in specific that I do want to do today. Don't know if I should do it now. We do need something
All right.
fun
I just had to put
that
in chat.
Whoopsie. Let me real quick. Let me
Can't
see
aim
if I
your
can
nukes
find.
if you don't know where the enemy is. Correct.
Yeah. You know what? We'll do that.
Press
We'll
and
do
right.
HLCs real quick.
Not offer quarter to troops.
We'll do like HLC's video real
Government
quick
on
because
my
that
personal
is always
internet
going to put a smile on
constitutes
my face.
Yes.
And then I think I'm going to Nick's new video just came out. Aranami. I gotta let that cook. I cannot watch that right now because I gotta let it cook. So we'll do HLC's video, and then I want to do the Angry Cops video that I was talking about.
Oh boy.
Because it's a long one. So, we'll bolster herself after that depressing message with some fun with HLC, and then we'll do the Angry Cops video because I think it could be interesting. It's just going to be long. So, let's do fun. We'll do HLC's new video. Okay, Klein, have a good night. Let's see what HLC has to inform us
definitely
about.
Gonna link her in the chat because.
Aha! Mother Russia has tested.
Oh, this actually I want to see this. I'm gonna stay for this.
T-72 that works autonomously. It is a robot.
Autonomously.
Why?
Is great.
What, you can be the only one just building shit?
Yeah.
Combat operations on the ground in my special military operation. Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. Why a T-72?
This is all they got.
What are they thinking, putting all this new technology in a Cold War relic? Good job, Russia. That's like buying...
Because when the fucking thing blows up sky high due to a catastrophic malfunction, they're not nuking one of their good tanks. That's probably why.
Maybe.
A boob job for your
Could
grandmother. I mean, sure, it gets the job done, but really, who's paying attention?
You shut up your mouth. You don't know.
You shut up your mouth, Russia, Mother Russia.
If we lost
what
by
now?
seizing the entire country and them having to hide in Pakistan, losing around 1/10 of the troops you did, and being there twice as long and securing areas you were unable to, like the Shikot Valley. Remember that shit? You tried 3 fucking times. Took us 7 days. Eat shit, motherfucker.
Oh, that's so funny.
Fucking baseball. Hang on, I want to hear that roll again. I want to hear him roll on that fucking again. That was beautiful.
Sandals, which you lost.
If we lost by seizing the entire country and them having to hide in Pakistan, losing around a tenth of the troops you did and being there twice as long and securing areas you were unable to, like the Shicot Valley. Remember that shit? You tried 3 fucking times. Took us 7 days. Eat shit, motherfucker. But anyways, if that's us losing, the fuck happened to you?
You still run fighting
Exactly.
drones, which are fast, and you can't shoot with just a bullet. That's where you'd be wrong, my second-grade educated friend. If a bullet doesn't work, you're simply not using enough of them. Or a bigger
True.
one.
True.
I just put miniguns on the Abrams. I'm testing out a theory.
Really?
Bro! Miniguns on the
Really?
Abrams.
The U.S. just put miniguns on the Abrams? Are they automated? Did they just set up a fucking phalanx system?
Ah,
On
I
Abrams?
like it. I like what she did there.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so fucking wet right now.
Good for trench warfare? Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah, brother. Put me a minigun on an Abrams
minigun.
tank. Oh
On the
my
Abrams,
god. Listen, I have to, like,
function as a phalanx
little
system.
confession. My dad was a Marine, and he wanted nothing more than to
I
operate
love
as
it.
a mechanic for the Abrams tank. That is a badass freaking machine. And you put a minigun on it? Listen,
Apparently,
you
Abby
don't
Dover
stand a
isn't
chance
competent anymore.
against a minigun mounted on an Abrams
Sometimes
tank,
slapping
brother.
little
What are
shit
you
on the old
doing?
shit.
Get
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like a weird. Oh, what's that movie with the guy who, likes to date girls who are super young? Ah, Inception. Yeah, it's like the
fuck's
military-industrial complex version.
Holy crap!
You know, Uncle Sam, far be it from me to tell you what you think you know, but I think we have a solution to the battlefield drone problem. It's just we kind of mothballed it about, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. We should
No,
bring
he
back the Sergeant at Heart.
so, and he didn't become a mechanic because of some kind of
slap his
test
baby.
thing of his,
Oh,
like, he had to
where's
have,
Nick?
he was
Where-
colorblind and some other stuff, so he was a machine gunner, still a
Nick?
badass, but I'm just saying, he
God damn
loved
it,
the
we need
Abrams
to
tank.
summon Nick.
It's a
Communism,
bad
communism.
machine. It is
where are
a
you?
slamma-jamma
We
if
fucking
there
need you
ever
on
was
this
one. It's, like,
No. It was crazy heavy.
Okay, bigger engine.
Your wargasm crashed my browser.
I regret nothing. And I will fucking do it again.
It was crazy heavy.
Okay, bigger engine.
It went way over budget.
It's
So
cheaper
do
now.
all of your programs.
And it targeted politicians when they went to...
I fail to see a problem.
I failed to see a problem!
I have yet to see a downside here, HLC.
I get the memes about
the
the
issue?
budget and everything and all
Show
the
it off.
expenses, but it's
You're
like,
told that to
we have this
prioritize
huge
the
debt
nearest
problem and
threat.
we're just like,
I think
yeah,
it just
fuck
did
that,
better
we're
than
gonna
you
put
thought it
more
would.
in the military.
Easily.
Like, what are you
As
talking
long as you are
about? We
continuing
don't,
to starve people
we
of
can't hit
Gaza,
drones?
we will
No,
continue
that's
to
just because
fire
we're not
missiles
using enough
into
bullets. Just use more of them. Like, we don't give a shit,
He's gonna make
man.
me say this.
Hell yeah, brother. That's
They are
right.
not starving. And as you continue to shoot, I will continue to shoot them down. But don't be surprised when I counterattack. Oh yeah, you think you can do that forever? Isn't your daddy
Yes.
America running out
Yes,
of Thad
we
missiles?
can do that forever.
Hey man, what the fuck did I do to you? Oh, I bummed the shit out of you for a couple weeks. Ah, good times. I forget how many people I attack.
They,
Two things.
you underestimate the will.
Lockheed Martin. Make missiles.
Like
many
the
you want?
spirit of America
Yes.
is militaristic in
Talent's coming
nature.
your way. And number two,
It may have
don't
been
act like you're
diminished
being
over these
just.
last decade or so,
17
2
million
decades
people in your
maybe,
country are
but
starving right now.
because, you
And
know,
the only
forever
reason it
wars and
hasn't
nobody likes that
progressed
shit,
into
but
famine
listen.
is because of international
Like,
assistance, i.e.
what are
me,
you talking?
and sometimes other people
Like,
help. You always act like you're the world police, but you are the source of all of the attacks on the planet.
true,
Has to be done.
kinda, but also yes, what Ember said has to be done.
God damn it. Shut up, Slavic Special Ed.
Peace through superior firepower, homie. Maybe you should read a history book every once in a while. And that reminds me, Ukraine. 33,000 strike kits are coming your way for drones. Much appreciated. Pardon, but for me and the viewers, what is a strike kit?
Is that
A chip that you can plug and play with modern drones. It then has onboard AI, so you select a target, and then even if the operator loses control of the drone due to jamming, it will still find its target.
Oh,
Sometimes
fuck.
DARPA scares me. Oh,
What?
dude, that's old news. That's like 20-year-old technology. Hang on a second. all staff members, if you happen to see a clone of Abraham Lincoln, please eliminate it today.
Yo!
But I really think DARPA.
I love it.
I think Abraham Lincoln has been cloned and he is now wandering the halls of DARPA with an axe looking for vampires. Why do you think Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is actually a thing? DARPA made it. They just don't want you to know. And Umbridge John, thank you for the prime.
I don't think I was supposed to hear that. Vampire problems, am I right?
I was supposed to hear that. Lovely.
He went there! He fucking went there! Oh, of course. Of course.
Guys,
I have started work on a version of a reactor that will produce
Why are they
gold
always whispering when
as
they
a
do that
byproduct
accent?
of
Bro,
mercury.
what?
Fuck.
It will make 5 tons of gold per megawatt hour from mercury.
Damn!
gold standard all of a sudden seems really fucking stupid, doesn't it? And I'm happy to announce, y'all, that the nation of Germany will be cutting our energy costs by 42 billion euros in the next
I would go
coming
back
year,
to
y'all.
the gold standard any
Holy
day
hell.
now. Not gonna lie.
Takes out money and puts
FDR
it
was a
into defense.
moron.
For tanks
Fucking
and bombs and missiles.
socialist
Yeah.
piece of crap.
And we're
Like-
not going to invade Poland this time, right?
Took him
Nothing
his
vast
entire
to continue to
term,
exist.
2 of them, to finally
Yeah,
get
I
involved
think Poland's
and stop
on pretty
Hitler.
safe
Like, it's not
fucking
like he was any
ground
kind of
right
hero.
now. I think UK might want to be more worried about them getting invaded than Poland. Because right now, UK is probably looking like a really tasty fucking target.
He gets all the credit
Damn,
because of his
Germany
speech
building up
after
too.
Pearl Harbor, but he's
It's like
no
Poland
hero.
rubbed off on you. It's bound to happen. With all the many times
Truman
that he's
carried
been
us
in
through
in
the
my
end of the
country. Oh,
war.
shit.
So,
Had to be done. Had to be done.
Ah, yeah, I had an ex like that. Except what rubbed off on me needed large amounts of antibiotics.
You
large
hear about
amount.
your venereal diseases?
Ah, relax, I'm all cleared up now, got a clean bill of health. I will admit, though, crabs is kind of fun after the 4th or 5th time. You just shave a strip down the middle, light one side on fire, and as they jump across to safety, you stab them with an ice pick.
Yo. That's not good at all.
Franklin?
Instructions unclear. Franklin's on fire and has an ice pick in his leg.
Like hurting?
Damn it, Franklin! God damn it! Why? Why? And thank you.
We're working on it.
So,
Stablecoin.
after much
Stablecoin, bro.
deliberation and some
Stablecoin. Look at
significant
that.
delays with the F-47.
I'm going to cover that tonight.
Your upgrades have just gotten exponentially larger. And we're looking at keeping you fielded till mid-2030s, if not 2040.
Yes!
Great. Another 10 to 15 years sitting in the hangar collecting fucking dust.
Kid, you're a reserve. I use you when I need to use you. Thus far, I haven't really need to. Except for 2013.
Been at everything.
Yep, I'll
hand
cover
in
it.
Poker.
It's
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
it's good. It's
Yeah,
a good
like that
deal.
old song, you gotta know
It's
when
a
to
smart
hold 'em,
decision.
know when to fold them.
Know when to flip the table and shoot everybody in the face.
And it's bipartisan.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
everybody, 90% of Congress passed this
God,
thing.
yeah, someone, God damn it, someone give this kid
You
an
had some
intercept.
grandstanders because they don't like
Okay,
Trump.
he's
That's
been
it.
getting edged for 20 fucking years. The first time he blows, he's gonna glass a country. He has a wet dream. A city is going up in flames. give the kid a fucking intercept already. And yes, Green Matter, it was.
Not sure that's how the song goes, but it feels right.
We have
That is about effective for
a
for what you
carrier
do.
problem, I think.
You know, Europe, pretty proud of you guys. You're all
They're
arming
really
up.
expensive.
I don't have to babysit anymore.
I
and
don't
you guys
know
are all
how much
becoming
utility they'll
military
have
powers, and it's-
in.
I think it
I
strengthens
mean,
our
mobile
entire
platforms are
union.
extremely
They're not
important,
doing it because of you.
but I
They're
think we
doing
can
it
get
in
away with
spite
less.
Of you. The 18 different countries in
Especially
the
with
European Union
drones.
that have all asked for billions in military and
We
financial
need
aid
to
so they
invest
can
in
start
drone
building up their
warfare
military.
big fucking time.
What the hell is wrong with you?
The cost,
Because
the
of me,
utility
in spite of me,
to cost
either
ratio
way,
is
they're doing
massive.
It. Oh, don't act like this was your plan all along. It's the American way, man. At least it's been like that for, the last 4 presidents, wow, words are hard, that HLC's been alive for. If it goes right, say that was your plan all
We're on the
along.
right
If it
track
goes
with AI,
wrong,
though.
You blame the other political party.
Like, we
God,
either
I hate
win
how
the
correct he
AI
is
race
about
or
that.
we're done. We're cooked. We're actually
He's
fucking
right,
cooked. Do you
and
think
I
that
hate it. God damn it.
information warfare thing, the problem with the segregation of the
Doesn't
nations
work,
through
just
the
bring
internet
up an aggressor
is a
nation and use the word
is a
collusion.
threat. AI,
Speaking of,
like,
Russia, how you doing up there,
exponentializes
tsunami?
that threat.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
asking. There are 0 casualties.
It's the
because
same
we have
threat.
good warning system, and we have solid Russian construction. We don't make shit out of paper like you do, America.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why a little part of me thought they would report the numbers correctly, but I tried. And you're a little off. I make shit out of wood. Japan made shit out of paper, at least until I firebombed them in the 1940s. What I want to know is why Russia is so bad at spy shit. Like, the
They're bad at
KGB was
everything.
notoriously good, but you guys just aren't.
What do you talk about? You know not what I'm spying on.
Dude, we just captured a major in my military who was colluding with you to help you locate some of my jets so that you could bomb them.
Yeah, I'm not stepping on your toes here, Ukraine, but I think the word you're looking for is espionage.
I have also arrested 32 people. They're all in cahoots with Russia. They're trying to plan attacks and bomb in my country.
Oh, fuck. They done pissed off European Florida. Oh, this is not going to go well for them. Chat, I think we're gonna need to christen a new name. Poland Man. Or Europe. Okay, European Texas with the attitude of European Florida. Okay, it's European Texas with the amount of armaments, but the attitude is pure Florida. Okay.
I do think at one point we are going to have to augment the 4-year presidency term. I really think it needs to be a 5 at least, and then get so that we can have a decade of 2 terms at least, like at the bare minimum, and I mean that genuinely. Even with some of the like. For a single term? Ooh, I don't know. Can they have 2 terms? I don't know.
What do you want?
Oh God.
Southern China?
To piss you off, I will be deploying my combat vessels down to the South China Sea in defense of the Philippines from you. Oh shit, go India! I know you have a beef with China, it's kind of the enemy of my enemy type deal. But also, I have to clarify something. Apparently the information that I had about India purchasing Su-35s and Su-57s from Russia was Russian sources, which are pushing that heavily.
Oh.
India is pretty much entirely backed out of the deal, so...
Yeah, Green Man, I've said the same thing. Excuse me. Yeah, HLC does a really good Indian accent, I must say.
Small correction, that's on me.
I'm telling you, all we gotta do is drop some Indian street food anywhere in China, and they're done in a week.
Last but certainly
boy.
not least, SIG.
Here
How
we
you doing,
go.
boss? How do you like those
Yeah,
pistols?
no,
Pretty nice, huh?
I'd be okay with that.
Negligent discharge machines?
Still, I'd make it a decade.
Nope.
I'd be okay with that,
Correction.
Thor.
Must correct. Those are not negligent discharges. Those are accidental discharges. Negligent discharges implies that the user
We got some really good shit to cover.
Fired the weapon
guys.
improperly. These are going off all by themselves. So those would be ADs, not NDs. Let's not give SIG any benefit of the doubt here, okay?
Title of Russia's sex tape.
No, they're perfectly safe, I promise you. For months, people have been telling you that weapon is dangerous, and I was stupid enough to not believe them. And now, an airman is dead. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and we
Fuck
will...
you. Fuck you. I swear to God, this is triggering for me. You want to piss me off is that when someone has died, one of your first responses is, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Fuck that shit. Fuck the thoughts and prayers.
Oh, I know, Thor. She's so good.
The word is
We got a lot of
synonymous
good
with
stuff to
corporate
cover.
bullshit. I've come to absolutely hate the expression thoughts and prayers. Absolutely fucking hate it. Anytime someone uses the expression, my thoughts and prayers are with you, I instantly think they're full of shit. Fuck you, Sig.
You know, work with you guys 100% to figure out what's going on. But, you know, I have a sinking suspicion that he may have done something wrong. If you move the trigger half a millimeter and then touch the slide, pow, it just goes off. It's a death trap.
You barely touch it and it goes off. That's the same problem as a teenager. Sig, think about baseball.
Oh, God. Fucking buff. Oh, my goodness. That was a good one.
That was good. That was
Even
good.
though it ended with watching Seg, still a good one, in my opinion. Yeah, Colonel, we absolutely needed that. Yes, we did.
This is the big one.
It's definitely something needed to ease our minds with to beforehand. And HLC is always good for getting a good laugh. Oh, Believer, absolutely. I always watch Nick's videos, but he literally put it out like an hour ago. I need to let it cook. You know how it goes. And good night, Stefan. Have a great night. All right, chat. It's game time. We got a big one here. We got a big video here.
Wait.
Okay.
Well, I want to see what she's going to cover, because
freely
I don't want to
admit
cover the
that
same
there
thing
is
like I
a
did last night.
possibility, depending on how much input. No, Tyrion, I don't think this is going to be
I want to give her leg room.
I do not feel that this is going
the
to
goat.
be like full on rage. This I think is going to be. There may be some, but this is informational. Because AC put out a video. What was this? A few days ago, like about a week ago. This is the second one in his series. So he's apparently started doing the series of Why Cops Hate Internet Sleuths, True Crime. He put one out before. This is his second one. So this one is basically apparently it's about it looks like it's about murders at the University of Ohio. And thank you, Gray Matter. So it's about murders at the University of Ohio and talking about how internet sleuths fuck up the investigation.
Party.
Yeah.
Yo.
So it's basically talking about how, like, how people on the internet, on social media, twist and conflate and fuck things up and
This
can
is a
actually make
51-minute
things more
video.
difficult
Angry Cops okay?
for the police to do their job. So I'm not going to say that this is. What did I say? Did I say Iowa? I'm sorry. Idaho. It's easy to get those two mixed up in the mouth. Phrasing. I said, oh, okay. with Idaho, Iowa, and Ohio, it's very easy to mix them up when you're trying to say the words. All right. So I do want to say this because I think it'll be interesting, but there may be some rage based on what these internet morons might do. But I do think it's going to be interesting. So let's just jump right in. Let's waste no time. And let's take a look.
I don't want to steal her
clear
viewers.
Before we go any further, it's absolutely within everybody's rights to demand answers from police and hold police accountable, especially if there's a lack of information going back and forth. However, this is not one of those cases. This is when the rumor mill and social media take an investigation that has no issues on the police department side of it.
When it came to this issue, I kind of got all I wanted out of it. I understand that it's like a problem, and it is. And I care about it. But I just feel like right now, it's small fry. It is small fry compared to what is going on. Like, holy shit, there is big fish in the ocean that we have got to fry, baby. But
everybody's butthole.
I want to watch a little bit.
Supposed to be semen everywhere.
Give Ember a little bit of love.
Why aren't they
She was
using
so awesome to raid me last night. It was so cool of her to do that.
Yeah. Something tells me that we're going to be getting into somewhat of a CSI effect in this, which is the overriding problem in most of these, is that when people online hear about a crime or hear about an investigation, they've seen a couple of CSI episodes or they've seen a couple of episodes of Law and Order, and then they think that they know everything there is to know about the investigation.
Every time.
When the reality is, what they're seeing on CSI, what they're seeing on Law and Order, is all bullshit.
Listen, there's nothing worse than this.
CSI is complete fantasy. Everything you see in CSI is 100% fantasy. It is not in any way, shape, or form how real-life forensics works. Law and Order, they don't show even a tenth of the amount of work that goes into an investigation and goes into preparing a case from cyber prosecution. I suspect we're going to be getting a lot of the CSI effect on this one.
Yeah, true.
People that ask those kinds of questions are who we're going to...
They need to call Horatio Kane, yeah.
God damn it, I need to get that button on my soundboard again.
Talk about today. I previously did one of these breakdowns on the Hotel Cecil and the Elisa Lam controversy. The young woman that had a mental episode and accidentally drowned herself in a rooftop water basin in California. Now, Netflix didn't really like
it's a long video. I agree with her, and I feel it. I'm on this. Like, I'm on this train. I'm there.
Is on Pepperbox if you want to check that out.
But really important. Like, there's other stuff, and my time is...
If you're not familiar with
limited, you know?
4 students from the University of Idaho were killed.
It's like a big deal. I care about this, and I've followed it already. I kind of feel like I got most of what I wanted out of it. It's still a big deal. I still think it's important. It should be covered.
Campus is kind of a big deal.
But when it comes to the other stuff,
the media, and why everybody
true.
YouTube sleuther, true crime, whatever the time.
I can, but I can't. I don't have a lot of time.
Story like this. But just like I said earlier, sometimes people who don't have all the information and make insane demands
I can't stay on this one for the full 51 minutes, especially when she's going to be pausing and commenting. I want to, but I can't.
To the poor people at the University of Idaho and those living in the small
town I'll try.
of Moscow. Moscow, Idaho? Really? Moscow? All right. Yeah, but before we go in depth into the investigation and I show you exactly why the internet sleuths are filled with dumb and so frustrating to work around, first, a word from this video's sponsor. Raid Shadow
Oh, God,
Legends.
It's Raid.
You know it. I play it. You know I play it. And if you're not playing Raid, then you are already...
This video brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Sign up and get a free character costume with all the coolest weapons today.
The perfect champion.
Raid Shadow Legends.
But you need to start
Are you
launching
ready?
before July
now it's
31st
very funny.
and for 7 days before August 20th. To claim the champion that breaks through shields.
It's okay,
and
chat. I will
ignores
protect you
defenses.
somehow.
If you use my link or QR code to download Raid,
I'm trying to protect you, chat. I don't know how I can do it. I'm sorry.
And once you reach
I
level
will
15,
sacrifice
you will unlock
myself.
an extra starter pack with Drake.
Wait, what's content stealing? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything like that. I have my own reacts lined up. I have a limited time to do them. And I don't have I just don't have the time to do that. Like, I want to stay and support Ember. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Oh, you mean just like staying on her live stream? Yeah, okay. No, that's what I'm saying. Yes. No, that's exactly my point. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't want to do that for that reason too. Yeah. Right.
Of the University of
Yeah,
Idaho.
and it's
some person or people broke into the home at the late night or early morning.
Okay. I do want to save it for let's do some Nux. Now, I've watched up to 24 minutes of this, and I kind of want to do some more, but I think and I'll do a little bit more. But hang on. Excuse me. There's another one I'm hoping he comes out with soon. Nope. Oh man. Not quite. Let's see. I want to line up. This. I saw this earlier. Yeah, this is the one. Rock on, Thor. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. Set this up. All right.
officers, because most of these smaller towns do have their own internal like CSIs, evidence collection officers that can collect evidence, fingerprinting, collecting small bits of evidence, stuff like that. If you have a major crime requiring evidence collection, or say like vehicle processing, things like that, they will actually call in the state police because they have a more robust evidence collection team. Plus, all the evidence is going to be sent to the state police for processing anyway. So these smaller towns would call in the state police department to facilitate things like evidence collection for major crime scenes like this. So, just wanted to put that in as an add-on to what Bert was saying.
Moscow is no different. Fairly quickly, Idaho State Police and the FBI were called in to assist the department. And to add on to the point that I'm trying to make, that they're not incompetent, whenever a large or serious crime happens in a small town, that'll often take most, if not all, the department's resources, and they hold that scene or that crime to be of such a high level importance. Everything is gone through methodically with a fine-tooth comb.
Exactly.
Imagine the first time that you had to do a school project all on your own.
That's
write an
true.
essay, or you went to work and you had to do something by yourself without assistance from anybody else.
That's true.
It's not separation of powers. It's not. It's not that at all. It's, as Rich is saying, it's experience and resources. So, unless you're talking about the reverse, where the local police department gets first crack at it, if they need help, they call an outside help. Unless you're talking about in the reverse in regards to separation of powers, in which case I misunderstood you. But yeah, it's jurisdiction, and it's primarily it's going to be resources. That's primarily what it'll be: is resources and experience.
I bet you it took a really long time. Why? Not because you're dumb, but because you wanted to dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure you don't do anything that's going to jack up whatever it is you're supposed to push forward, whether it's a paper or some sort of work project, or whether it's a criminal investigation of the death of 4 college students. So right off the rip, you're going to hear some complaints from people in the social media world saying, why is this taking so long? How come they're doing this? Why isn't it moving faster? It's because...
And here we see the first stages of the CSI effect. This is the first stage of it, where people see when they watch CSI, when they watch CSI on TV, they see, the crime scene part of the show, CSI, NCIS, all the crime drama shows. They're on the crime scene for maybe 5 minutes of the show's runtime. And people see these shows and they think, oh, evidence collection is easy. You just bing, bang, boom, and done. And it takes maybe 30 minutes to process a crime scene, when the reality is proper processing of a crime scene takes a long fucking time. There's a step-by-step process. You first have to document the crime scene. There's an actual physical documentation where you're basically drawing out a map of the crime scene. Then you have crime scene photographers that will photograph the area. Then you will have the coroner come in and actually facilitate checking the body and documenting that before the body is removed from the scene. Then there's further crime scene investigation, where they may start fingerprinting, when they may start collecting physical evidence. And at the same time, you're going to be having detectives questioning witnesses, questioning possible witnesses. So this is a very, very involved process that, unfortunately, the super sleuths on the internet don't realize, because all they see is it being done in 5 minutes on TV, and they think, well, this has got to be based on reality, right? Bro.
We're going to be doing some nucks here in just a little bit.
Everybody's dead. Now, I know everybody's used to watching the first 48, which, by the way, says if they don't have a suspect...
We are listening
that too.
On Ember, of course.
From there.
I personally just love listening to her content.
This because now, from the perspective of an investigation or the investigator that's going into this scene,
I think this is where we're going to start.
Motive as to why
I'm kind of on the down low. I know I'm live, but I'm kind of on the down low still, and so I feel like I can get by with just kind of sneaking in there, setting up my stream, getting my reacts in order like this.
And Kiana, thank you for the follow.
I may not even get to all these tonight.
Similar cases
I plan on doing a lot
mean?
more
That
tonight than I
Jack,
did
to
last
your
night.
question,
So
where it says, have there been investigations that takes years? What we're talking about right now is not the overarching investigation. That's not what we're referring to. What we're referring to, what we're talking about right now, is the immediate investigation
you
of the
saw
crime
through
scene.
me.
Not the
Yeah.
investigation that continues after the full processing of the immediate crime scene. So that's two different things. So the immediate processing of the crime scene can take 24, possibly 24 plus hours, depending on the extensiveness of the
It's
crime
actually
scene.
cool
The
here in
investigation
Kansas. So
itself
whoop.
can take years. Yes, the detectives that work the case after the crime scene has been, the full processing of the crime scene has been completed. Yes, the detective investigation can absolutely take years, certainly, but that's something different than what we were just talking about.
Or other similar cases might have. So what does that mean? That means slow and steady wins the race. That means cordon off everything. That means lots of photos. That means limiting people in and out of the crime scene so you're not stepping on a whole bunch of shit. And that also means that your time is valuable. And you need to make sure that everything is done correctly from the jump. This leads to people on scene that get very upset that they're not given information right away. This is an ongoing theme in a lot of investigations, especially.
Oh, Goodman, I think we know that one. That's we covered that. AC covered that. It was the kid that they were at a track meet, and the one kid went over to the opposing team, stood under their canopy. They told him, hey, you need to get out of here. He pulled the knife out of his back. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, we covered that on screen, Goodman. We actually, AC did a video on that. We covered it. It's actually on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it.
Ones that make it onto social media. The public, the people that are there, witnesses, victims' families, they are going to be upset that they're not getting more information when they want it in a timely manner that they dictate. Listen, your family members, loved ones, etc., got taken away from you. Not on your time, not when you wanted, solving that case, solving the investigation, giving them justice is not going to happen on your time either. Let me rip off that Band-Aid right now. Although you are important, you are not so important that we will throw away an investigation to give you every tidbit of information that you want when you want it. Now,
to mention, there are cases like this where perhaps the family members demanding information, maybe they're also a suspect. The vast majority of crimes, particularly like big crimes, particularly like a homicide like this, typically speaking, is not random. Despite what you see on TV, homicides, typically speaking, are not just random. Typically speaking, the victim knows the suspect. And more often and more frequently than you might realize, the offender might actually be a family member. So that's another thing to consideration for, bystanders, witnesses, victims demanding to want to know information. They also could be considered a suspect depending upon the case. And when it comes for the police, while they will be sympathetic with the family members who are wanting information, their first priority is the case. Their first priority is to bring justice to that victim who has lost their life. And that means going through their process.
Okay, Booger. Daddy's about to go live, you see. I got the stream up. Look, and they can hear us. Yep.
What?
Daddy is about to go live on stream. You want to say hi?
Yes.
Well, then say hi.
Hi. Wait, you're on stream right now?
Uh-huh.
What about that timer? What is it?
Actually, I have that on repeat until I get you to bed, which will be soon.
But...
No, but
Wait. The ice cream.
this is how I'm gonna start up my streams, guys. By the way, whenever I have my kiddo, because obviously family's that important, and I love my sweet pea. So I am gonna start up my streams whenever I have my sweet pea here, my little daughter here, with just family time.
Oh, come on. Oh, hi, Bunny from earlier.
So of course, not paying attention to anything in on stream or in chat, just kind of hanging out.
Oh, that was so
I know you guys can hear me, but I can't see anything else, so that's kind of how I'm gonna start doing stuff whenever I have the kid. And when I get her to bed, we'll start stream officially.
Oh, no.
In the meantime,
No. This doesn't...
what I can do,
Guys, if you're watching, I cannot do this.
are you behaving yourself in chat? Okay. Well, we'll see about that. It won't be long before you will start misbehaving, I'm
Members,
sure.
As well as internet sleuths.
Oh, here we go.
Based on your previous
about this investigation.
engagements
morning,
in
all
the
that we
chat,
knew
which
by
I
that
absolutely
point was
adored.
that 4 people were dead. I got here on Sunday, the day after the attack, and there was just local media. And by Tuesday, there was dozens of people from all over the country. And they said, "You're gonna have to refer to our statement." And I said, "So you're not taking questions?" And he said, "No, we're taking questions." I said, "But you're just not answering them."
Like
Is
I said
that right?
earlier, small department,
hell.
small town, local reporters. Crimes this big don't normally
Ah.
happen. And when you have a good relationship in a small town with another person, specifically in the police department,
Oh my gosh, Lyra.
It's big. It's important. There's something can go wrong.
You're
and
the
a
best.
murderer
Listen to you.
Could walk free. You keep things tight.
Did you hear
especially
that?
if you're not sure about
Leave the
who
comments
person
down
is
below,
the
she
murderer,
says.
where they came
Bingo.
from,
She's
why
7.
they did what they did. The less information you have, the less you can put out.
And I want to expand on that. Not only the less information you put out, the less information you are giving to your suspect that you could be onto them. Let's not fuck with it. The news media, by default, is going to take any information that the police give them and blow it way the fuck out of proportion as well. Okay? Well, and to me, that's why I was saying earlier about how people wanting to demand questions, and the police don't know if they themselves could be the suspect. That's what I pointed out earlier. But needless not forget, any statement made to the media, they're going to blow way the fuck out of proportion, which can either A, alert the suspect, or B, cause panic, which will cause the police department to get flooded with other people calling them, going, "Holy shit, are we in danger? Is this a serial killer? Should we be concerned? Should we get a gun? Should we be locking our doors? Should we not be walking home at night?" And so that's why the police will minimize what they say to the media while an investigation is at hand, because they may not actually have all of the information themselves. And to make any speculation to the media would do harm to the case, and would give the media ammunition to blow it out of proportion, potentially fuck up their case, and panic the entire fucking town.
Larger police departments, you have a public information officer who's assigned to talk to the press. I was shocked. I was like, how could they not tell us what's going on? We were getting such little information that it created this chasm where rumors and speculation just started to fill the silence.
How did the police create the chasm? Right? She says there was a chasm because the police weren't giving us all the information that we wanted, and we needed it now. It's my money, and I want it now.
I love that even with something serious like this, AC still injects his little spurts of humor like this. Never change, Rich.
I mean, J.G. Wentworth vibes over here. This is the selfishness of a lot of people in general who don't understand how an investigation goes. I just said it 2 seconds ago. You're a small department that's not as experienced in these things. And at the moment, if you give away too much information, you don't want the bad guy to go, oh, they're looking at me. I'm out of here. And skipping town. People need to realize this, especially the press. The most important thing in an investigation is the investigation. It's integrity. Not giving as much information as they possibly can to the press or the crowd or the victims. It's difficult to solve, and nobody can keep their mouth shut. And to say it's the police department's fault why this chasm was created is the chasm was created because a million reporters showed up on scene, started demanding answers, and the second that they didn't, Miss Lady, you all started saying, well, we deserve answers. Well, what's going on? Well,
I'm honestly shocked that we did not hear the people have a right to know cry. Yeah, it's... The fact is, the very reporters bitching and moaning about this chasm of lack of information are the ones that caused it in the first place. You don't hate the news media enough, chat. You don't hate them enough.
Thing stinks in the state of Denmark, except here it's the state of Idaho. It's your media circus, and we're gonna get there eventually, and the social media circus that whips everybody up in a frenzy and makes it a chasm, if you will, that needs to be filled with information. And that chasm is then filled with rumor and speculation. That's not on us at all. That's on you as media organizations, reporters, internet sleuths, and true crimers. You create the buzz. We're just going about our daily lives investigating crimes, which is what we're paid to do. We're not jumping on the internet every 10, 15 seconds to upload a new video or segment or article, etc., in order to try and make this, whatever incident it might be, bigger than what it is. And then to immediately speculate as to, well, why aren't the police? Because the first thing that almost always happens when police don't give all the information that media wants is what? Exactly. That we're dirty, that it's a cover-up, that people who have nothing to do with...
Yeah. And that cry that he was just talking about, where they're saying that, you know, where people say the police are crooked, that they're covering things up, it's happening more and more in this day and age because of what the media has been putting out and what social media has been putting out. The opinions of the police writ large are at an all-time low because of the way regular media and social media have now the instant the police say give a bare-bones statement and retain the integrity of their case, people instantaneously go to jury cops. That they're crooked, that they're trying to hide something. Because of the media. Because of social media. They fucking brought it on themselves at this point.
Anybody on the scene or with the crime are obviously in cahoots with some unknown Illuminati to prevent crimes that we're investigating to being solved. Well,
so, no, AC, sorry. No, it's George Soros these days, not the Illuminati. You're mixing up your boogeyman. It's okay, I get it, but it's George Soros, not the Illuminati. George Soros actually controls the Illuminati. Didn't you get the memo?
Welcome to my TED Talk.
People thinking that it was a drug house and that they got murdered because of drugs, and I'm like, what? People said they were doing drugs out of there, like selling drugs out of there, so it was a drug dealer that came.
See,
Oh,
even without
God.
social media, people around the area who know these kids are already making up rumors and speculating that, oh, this was a party house, so therefore there must be drugs. And it's
Assault Vector Alpha, thank you for the 5 gifted. And by the way, I missed it. Magical Misa and Shinigami, thank you also for the follows. Thank you so much.
there's drugs, that means everybody in there is involved, which means they deserved it. They all deserved it. No, shut up. I want to be clear before we go any further. It's absolutely within everybody's rights to demand answers from police and hold police accountable, especially if there's a lack of information going back and forth. However, this is not one of those cases. This is when the rumor mill and social media take an investigation that has no issues on the police department side of it and then creates issues on its own.
And there were natural media outlets.
I don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Do you understand?
Look at me with Alex Jones.
Here before there was even a press conference, before we knew anything about how they died.
Do you see? Wow, it's almost like I called it, huh? Almost like I knew what was going on. Now this massive media blob comes into town because 4 college students were murdered and they blow it out of proportion and they create a controversy that wasn't there, that wasn't actually present. Now there's dozens and dozens of bobbling heads with microphones. Why didn't you talk about this? Why aren't they doing that? How come we haven't had any answers for who and what's, and are we safe?
Residents in Moscow, some people related to the case have been harassed and even followed home by national correspondents.
Why are they here? Why do they care what's going on in Moscow, Idaho?
Why do they care about what's happening in Moscow, Idaho? Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I thought it wasn't the press's fault. I thought it was the police department that was creating this chasm and this issue here. And yet, here you are sitting on your flat, white ass, wondering why there's such a media buzz about it.
Yeah. See how quickly they'll turn around and eat one another. The police are the very convenient initial target, and when the police stonewall you, you turn on the very people that supposedly are trying to get the truth, and then go, well, why are you harassing? When 5 seconds ago, you were all for them harassing the police to try and get information. Do you see where this the disconnect is right here? Yeah, it's they're changing up their scapegoats when it's depending on which way the fucking wind blows.
I wonder if the media, of which you're a part of, lady, is the actual problem here. Jesus, you too dumb to look in the mirror, talk about the pot calling the kettle black. I think it's the police fault for bringing all this attention to it. In the same breath, I don't know why there's so many national news media places here stalking these children and making a big deal out of this. Idaho.
Does anyone know where they were during that timeline? Like, there's still this big chunk where...
As of right now, we've told Moscow PD, Idaho State Police, and the FBI all we know. But that's all I really want to talk about right now because I actually have class here in like 15 minutes.
We are 2 full days.
Hey. And this is... I have to wonder if this is another stereotype that some of these reporters basically got into big reporting that's disingenuous, where it's like they think, like, I'm a reporter, I'm gonna crack this case for the cops, and so they actually start doing investigative questions. Like, oh, there's this big chunk of time, you know, can you fill in these gaps of the, you know, of the case? You, a witness for whatever, because maybe the reporters think that they're gonna solve the case for the fucking police or something. It's fucking stupid as hell.
Is after this horrific incident just off campus, and still no news conference from the police.
2 days after the murders, and people are already upset police haven't made some sort of statement. Now here's the deal, all right? I'm gonna be fair here, okay? Police departments need to go out and say out loud, more than a text message, hey, this happened, we're looking into it, This is the very early stages of the investigation. I can't give out any information at this moment because we don't know what may or may not jeopardize the investigation. I can tell you that we are making steps forward, that at this moment, we're not certain if there's an actual threat to the community, although the person is still at large. So we would ask the community to take reasonable steps to ensure their own safety and security. See how I made that up like right now? Sometimes that's all you need. So yeah, okay, police department, we need to get on a little bit sooner than 2 days after. But even then, it's only been 2 days. That's not a...
Yeah, I mean, to Rich's point, the majority of the times with most police departments, the statement that he just, basically pulled out of his ass, which was a good statement. What he put together there on the fly was a good statement. Most police departments will usually provide a statement of some sort to the press, typically speaking within the first several hours. Generally speaking, once the scene is secured, once the investigation is underway, once things are in process and at full swing, that's when you will have a representative of the police department go to the press and make a statement very much like what Rich said. Waiting 2 days before even talking to the press to begin with, yeah, that was a little bit too delayed, unfortunately. That was a goof. That was a goof on the part of the Moscow Police Department. But as has been pointed out, small town, they've never really had to deal with this before. So it's honestly a perfectly understandable slip up. And no, Grey Matter, they probably don't. Their quote unquote public affairs officer is probably the fucking chief, or maybe the deputy chief. And so a slip up like this, where they don't give the press something within a reasonable first several hours of the investigation taking place, it's understandable. It's nothing. It's a learning experience for them. It's like, okay, in the future, if we get a situation like this, we know, all right, after the first 5-6 hours of the investigation, when everything is locked down and in full swing, then our designated public affairs person can go to the press and give a statement of similar nature to that. So, a little oopsie, nothing major in the grand scheme of things, realistically speaking.
Terribly long time, because day one is you're investigating it and you're busy, you're small town. Day two is calling in assistance from other people, which now you have to bring them up to speed, another busy day. So I'm even giving the police department a little bit more leeway because they're so small here to say, okay, let's get more information before we go out and make a statement. But oh no, the news isn't happy about that.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department.
Here we go.
I'm going to be reading from my notes today because I want the information you received to be extremely accurate. The four were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time.
A stabbing is a very intimate crime.
All right, listen, I need to break this down.
Ugh, I fucking hate when fucking true crime novelists and reporters pull that bullshit. Someone was stabbed. Oh, a stabbing is a very intimate crime. Bull fucking shit. A stabbing is just, tell that to the Brits. Tell that to people in America. There are far more stabbings that occur than shootings in America. Stabbing is not an intimate crime. Stabbing is a far easier crime to commit than a shooting because guess what? It's a fuckload easier to acquire a weapon or a tool that can be used to stab than it is to procure a firearm. Note I say tool because it may not necessarily have been a knife. That is a key distinction there. It may not have been a knife. It could have been any other object that could have been used to stab someone. And it is in no way baseline an intimate attack. It is a common attack. So get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch, with your stabbing is an intimate crime. Fuck you.
Stabbing is an intimate crime. I don't know how many times I've seen that as a trope, right? It's almost like the urban myth, the urban will rip off your skin. That's not true.
Before you ask, yes, I know that High Speed Ballistic just put out a video about exactly what Rich just fucking said. It is on the list. I know they put it out. It's on the list. We will watch it sometime. So so you don't need to at me about it.
It's a normal bullet. It can miss you. However, once that energy touches you, yes, there's a lot more damage because of the weight of the bullet and the speed that it's going at, the velocity, yada yada. We're not talking about bullets though here. We're talking about stabbing. Everybody knows that stabbing is an intimate crime. It is, all right? It's also a poor people crime. People that can't afford guns. And that's not a joke. Rich people stab each other too, but I'm talking about non-domestics, right? Yes, you stab somebody that you love because they cheated on you. You're in the house, there's the kitchen knife, you're arguing in the kitchen. Boom, crime of passion.
This crime of passion thing is not as common as people think, I think. But
you're pushing something.
That's just me.
You're not 50 yards away or 20 feet away. You're right there doing the action. However, how many times have you seen bums carry blades on them and stick other bums?
A ton! It happens all the time!
Hospital and then the
fucking gangsters. Gangsters do stabbings all the fucking time.
True.
Like people that have violent mental disabilities or disorders.
Yes.
Facilitate stabbing. You get people that just like how many many times have we what was it? I can't remember where it is. There was that recent thing at a mall where some guy ran around stabbing people in a fucking mall very recently. That was only stopped because a civilian actually had.
Back to stream setup, guys. I can't stay long.
Fuck off with that stabbing is an intimate crime bullshit. Just fuck off.
Morgue. Just because.
Ever so base, man. Oh my gosh.
Partners or know each other super duper well. Is it a possibility? Yes. But look at how this dumb reporter, I'm going to call her dumb reporter because she annoys the shit out of me with her.
AC is being kind. I call her dumb bitch. That is my word.
Talking out of the side of her head about she doesn't know about, and also because very intimate stabbing crime.
So there's something especially egregious and sinister about the way this was done.
The only
No, you dumbass. Thousands upon thousands of people about a stabbing crime. It happens literally every fucking day, thousands of times a day, for a wide variety of fucking reasons. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You're trying to sensationalize it to sell copy. You dumb fuck.
Thing I can find, 2014 to 2016, found that knife homicides, a subset of stabbings, are more likely to involve victims and offenders who are a significant majority of stabbings are domestic related. Only that stabbing homicides are domestic more so than shooting homicides that are domestic.
Because domestic violence cases are indeed typically acts of immediate passion, and more than likely a spouse involved in a domestic violence is going to grab the closest thing to them as a weapon, and that is typically going to be a stabbing weapon versus a firearm. That's why the majority of there are far more domestic violence cases involving a stabbing tool versus a firearm, because it is crime of passion and crime of opportunity. Simple as that.
That could literally mean that if out of 10 homicides a year in stabbings and 10 homicides a year in shootings, there's only 3 homicide shootings overall. If you could follow me on the numbers there. All right, let's continue. Dumb reporter.
Were the roommates home at the time of the attack? The 911 call didn't come until noon. Tell whether the same weapon was used on all 4 victims.
Now, before I really dive deep into the asses that are the...
I want to reach through the computer and just bitch slap that reporter that just that just asked, was the same weapon used on all 4 victims? Why in the fuck would the police give away evidentiary value like that and tell you, oh yes, we know there was only 1 weapon, or oh yes, we know there are multiple weapons, when that is crucial to the investigation because it could indicate indicate a single attacker, it could indicate multiple attackers, it could mean that multiple weapons were used by a single attacker. Why the fuck would you give that away? Why would you let anybody who is listening to you on the TV or on the radio or on the internet know that, A, the police know this information, and thus you, as the suspect, can then try and marshal a defense where you can try and obfuscate yourself or hide or run or whatever. I hope to God the police chief just said, we can't disclose that, but I want to smack the fuck out of the reporter who just asked that question.
Internet crime sleuth, true crimers. Let me first say this. Social media is a fantastic tool that law enforcement uses, okay? Having the kids, family members, and friends of the victims comb their social media and say, hey, show me the stuff that we did over the past couple of days. Let's look and see if there's anything weird.
We put all of our knowledge together to try to figure out who did it and why.
You're not a fucking police officer. Again, these people have seen too many fucking fictional Hollywood bullshit where the reporter doesn't report. The reporter's like, I'm gonna figure this case out myself and do the job the cops can't do. Listen to what she said. That's exactly the road she fucking went.
Show me the stuff that we did over the past couple of days. Let's look and see if there's anything weird.
We put all of our knowledge together to try to figure out who did it and why.
Very good. Very nice.
And then someone sent me the grub truck video.
And eventually they stumble upon a live stream from the...
Wait, you said that's the sister? Okay, maybe I thought that was one of the reporters. He said that's the sister. Okay, I'm still not thrilled about the sister doing this for the same principle. Because the sister doing this investigations herself, I'm still not convinced that this is a good idea either, because if she starts asking people questions, that can fuck up the cop's case. If the sister may tip off that suspect and that suspect could take off, or it could taint the police's case, or the suspect could know, hey, the police might be onto me, and clam up when the police need the suspect to talk. All told, it can taint the investigation in some way. And that's why I'm still not thrilled about her doing this. I'm going to investigate it myself. AC is being more generous about it. Me, I don't like it.
The grub truck video.
And eventually they stumble upon a live stream from the grub truck.
They live feed everything.
And people found this little segment where Maddie and Kaylee were ordering.
A man in a hoodie that's kind of behind them also seems to be waiting for food.
Looks really suspicious.
Now we're about to start the divide. We have video from the grub truck.
Oh boy.
Everybody's accessing the open source intelligence of social media into these people's lives. And this is where the divide starts to happen. Where some people, the police department, are going to go in a direction that they know the investigation will go into, leading them to more possible clues. Whether it be dead ends or not, they're going to look into it so they can gather more information. And then...
Brethren, no, they don't. They don't. Because because people these days don't think that they are smarter than the police. They don't think that the police know this. They are not, they naturally assume we have to know more than the police, because the police have not given us any information, because the police have not disclosed details about their investigation that they're keeping close to their chest to maintain the integrity of it, because they have not said anything. These people are thinking, well, of course the police couldn't possibly know about this. They didn't tell us about it. They didn't say that they knew about this. So clearly the police must have no fucking idea about this, so we're gonna do it ourselves.
Then there's the internet sleuths, which automatically start placing the blame on random people and ruining lives because, quote unquote,
why is he being so sus?
The county prosecutor and police say they're combing through the video, trying to identify people with whom they may have come in contact.
All right, let's talk.
Because some guy in a collective of people standing around happened to be in the vicinity of the sister during a Twitch live stream event, the Grub Hub. They are instantly assuming because it's cold. This is not going to go well.
Trying to identify people with whom they may have come in contact.
All right, let's talk about Hoodie Guy, okay? Let's talk about chasing the white rabbit. All right, Alice in Wonderland. Hey.
Yeah.
There's a live stream. Hey, there's people hanging out in a very small town. Most of them probably know each other. At a food truck, the only thing that's open late at night. You're going to run into a bunch of people that know one another. Now, immediately people latch on. Yeah. And in this case, people latch on to Hoodie Guy. There's always a something guy, right? Isn't there in every one of these stupid little...
Yeah, because in their twisted up fucking brains, nobody can wear a hoodie with the hood up. In these people, they watch too much fucking TV. They watch too much fucking TV and they watch too many fucking movies where someone with the hood up is a bad guy. Because I will guarantee you that is what went through their brains. Hood up equals bad guy. Because according to them, no one can ever wear a hoodie and use the hood as it was intended, which is to keep your fucking head warm. Because as you can tell by the photos, it's fucking cold. You have multiple people wearing hats, including this girl who is wearing a knit cap, because it's fucking cold. So God forbid this man use his hooded sweatshirt in the way it was fucking intended by putting the hood up. But I'm guessing the sister, along with every other fuckstick that watched this and saw it, all they thought of was Hollywood, where hood up equals bad guy. You don't hate Hollywood enough for these bullshit stereotypes.
There's always a something guy, right? Isn't there in every one of these stupid little conspiracies or murders or true crime things? There's always the something guy. There's the hoodie guy. There's the mustache guy. There's the sunglasses guy. There's the butt guy. There's so many guys that are just loose strings that they can just chase and play with. Like,
why do I have a very sneaking suspicion that Rich investigated and solved the case based on the butt plug? Listen to that again.
There's the hoodie guy. There's the mustache guy. There's the sunglasses guy. There's the butt guy. There's so many.
Rich solved the case where a butt plug was involved. And that butt plug was Kershaw. I'm calling this right now. That's the only reason why he said there's a butt plug guy.
Guys that are just loose strings that they can just chase and play with like a cat, mindlessly following it till its end. And in the end, what is it but just a massive distraction? For all the bullshit, there was a lot of it, that came up about Hoodie Guy. Could you imagine if a police department just stopped everything that they were doing and listened to the internet and decided they were just going to go full bore into Hoodie Guy? Stop the presses. Everybody stop. Your fingerprint duster. You there. Don't you dust another print. We're going after Hoodie Guy. No, that's not how it works. And thank God, because it's a dead end. Hoodie Guy is a nobody. Nothing to do with this. Now, we know that because we waited a little bit and we didn't jump to conclusions. Now, I will say that Hoodie Guy follows after these two when they walk away. Now, is it like a creepy, I'm going to get these girls? Not really. No. In fact, you can see one of his buddies, the fat guy with the beard, another guy with beard, points and says, hey, those girls that you were talking to are walking off that way. And the dude and Hoodie Guy is like, oh, geez. And he trots over to follow him real quick, probably to ask him for their phone number or some shit. Now, is this somebody that I would look into? Yes. Because they're a homicide suspect? No. Only, mainly, at this moment, should anything arise afterwards, sure. But in this moment, it's because he's an individual that we can link to the victims on the night of their deaths. Okay?
Yes.
Not because he's hoodie guy and creepy, but he's around them. He walks to them when they walk away.
Not even so much a witness, Anubis. He wouldn't be classified as a witness. He'd be classified as someone that could provide information to assist with the timeline of their movements. So it's not even considering him a witness. It's like AC said, he's one of the last people that was in contact with them before they died. I'm not even sure if he could be classified as a person of interest. I think that might actually be elevating him to a status that I don't think it deserves. At this point, he is just a source of information. He's a source of information about, establishing a timeline of where these girls were prior to their death. And that's it. Yeah, so he's basically, he is a person that can facilitate as a point of reference of the time.
Turn the corner. This is somebody we can talk to get a better idea of what's going on. Do we think he's a suspect? No. Not unless something happens that would lead us to that. But wait for the internet to internet.
There were thousands of posts on TikTok and Twitter.
One of the first people that caught my attention is the guy in the food truck video with the hoodie.
AI generated.
Oh, my sweet fuck. How... I am so scared for this poor guy in the hoodie. His life is about to be fucking destroyed by this. There are gonna be so many there are so many fucking people that are going, he's suspicious, and his life is gonna be fucked because the internet basically focused all their fucking guns on him. And he's probably just a guy that was hanging out at the food truck.
That caught my attention is the guy in the food truck video with the hoodie.
AI generated videos. If you watch an AI generated video, you're an idiot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, what was that arrow that was pointing?
That caught my attention.
Oh, that's what it was. Fucking hell. Are you guys seeing that? The AI generated video, they put the hood on fucking backwards. The AI put the hood, it looks like the AI put the hood on backwards or even gave him a second head. Because here's the pockets of his coat. That's supposed to be his head, and it looks like the AI built a second head off of his right shoulder. And this one's backwards. I don't know when this was. This was during when this whole thing went up for grabs.
It's the guy in the food truck video with the hoodie.
AI generated videos. If you watch...
Yeah, and that last one? You notice the last one? The AI generated video covered his face. Kind of. Because in the Twitch stream video we saw his face was clearly visible, and in this AI generated one, it looks like it covered his face up.
AI generated videos. If you watch an AI generated video, you're an idiot. That's all I'm gonna say. Short and sweet. If you enjoy AI created content, you are brain dead. Go read a book and don't procreate until you're done with the final chapter. AI slop getting put out there
with the hoodie.
And you can tell it's AI because
did it cover everyone's
face? The final chapter. AI slop getting put out there
with the hoodie.
That didn't cover everybody's face. It looks like it just covered up his face. It looks like they put, like the AI looks, well, blurred, yes. What I think that is it's the quality of the video is bad, and so this is zoomed in. And I think someone probably tried to do some AI bullshit to clean up his face. And what it did is it put a fucking bandana over his face to make him look like he's suspicious. So I think that's why it looked...
Hoodie.
With the hoodie.
With the hoodie.
Get bent.
Could have been the food truck guy.
I think it could have been the food truck guy. Do you see how dumb following all this bullshit is now? I think it could have been the food truck guy. And look at this freak with the eyeliner.
At the food truck, Maddie at some point says F you to him.
Does she? We got lip readers now. We got lip readers on TikTok who can read F you to some guy in a hoodie from some live stream that is definitely not 4K. Okay. It's not 4K.
Look.
It's probably 1K. It's okay at best. All right? But you can read lips, and she's definitely talking to the hoodie guy when she says F you. Definitely, without a doubt, as you put this out on the internet to just stir up more don't listen.
Better question. So she says, fuck you to the guy. Does this dumb bitch not know how college people talk? Fuck you is a term of endearment to many college people. Okay? The guy, if she really had said, fuck you, the guy in question could have made a bad joke, and she could have laughingly just went, fuck you, and been laughing about it. Just because someone says, fuck you, does not mean a thing. I say that to you guys when you tell me a really bad joke. And I'm obviously not doing it because I'm actually angry. I'm doing it while I'm laughing.
Listen to AI. It's stupid. AI videos are dumb. Don't listen to broads that can't even do their own makeup right. Looking like a Down syndrome Cleopatra with those Egyptian eye bullshit he's got. You can tell these girls just want nothing to do with this guy. They're just bullshit.
Atanashi, fuck you! Why do you what? I'm going to hurt you.
Around talking to their friends. You're not intentionally ignoring somebody if you're just in a room with 5,000 people. The way this woman says that she's intentionally ignoring hoodie guy. Listen, lady, if I'm in a room with 20 people and I talk to one person, I'm not intentionally ignoring the other 19 people in the room. I'm just focused on one person at the moment whom I'm having a conversation with. Try that next time with your kids, huh? The next time that you're in a room with one of your children and the other one walks in and you don't immediately say hi to them, you're intentionally ignoring them. Child abuse, lock her up. Lock her up based on her own
JRC, I hate to disappoint you, but I have doubts that the bad dragon is going to be brought up on this one. I may call some people some names. I suspect I may not be bringing up the bad dragon on this one. This one I don't think will enrage me that much. Although, I've been wrong before, so we will see.
Ignoring them. Child abuse, lock her up. Lock her up based on her own statements, Your Honor.
And the case really spread in the true crime community. People were able to find his identity pretty quickly and started naming him publicly.
Facebook.
Oh, fucking hell. I've only seen the gruesome hunting photos. There are 3 knives visible in the photos. Also, from what I've heard, the guy's lawyered up. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, God, and you're right. It's a fucking Terran. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, it's... this is what I was talking about. Is you're gonna get the internet sleuths that are gonna find out his name and they're gonna fucking ruin his life. This is not good. This is gonna go so poorly for this guy. I feel so bad for this guy because he is about to get fucking dogpiled on.
Facebook. Great. The antithesis of all things that is a police investigation, where boomers go to spread their wings and fly with so many conspiracy theories it would make Jeffrey Epstein's head spin. Let's read what Karen has to say. Have you seen the gruesome hunting photo posted by so-and-so? There's 3 knives visible in the photo. The photos have since been deleted. Also, from what I've heard, he's lawyered up. He's apparently the guy in the hoodie from the food truck. And somebody said he was following them home. So you're telling me, middle of nowhere, Idaho, guy's hunting and has a couple of knives, probably for dispatching the deer and gutting it and skinning it, etc. That's a red flag. And do you see how now this is starting to snowball? It's not that he might have followed them home. I don't even know how they have followed him home. All of the video shows on the gut truck is him walking towards them when they walk away and go around the corner. But Karen here says he was following them home.
And here we fucking go. Where the internet sleuths, the Facebook detectives, to fit the narrative that they're trying to put forth so they can be the Facebook hero who cracked the case. Because there's no evidence that he followed them home. He had 3 knives in a photo of him hunting, which is fucking normal. Ask any hunter, having a couple of knives when you go out hunting is completely fucking normal. And so they're taking one thing, conflating it to another one, like he went hunting and he had knives. Holy shit, he must be a serial killer. And then him following the 2 girls for unknown reasons and conflating that to he followed them all the way home when there's no evidence to support it, and doxing him all in the same fucking post. See, this is how people actually get killed. Because when you have the internet sleuths that misidentify someone as an offender, you will have people physically confront this person that has just been doxxed and incorrectly identified as an offender. And that confrontation can lead to someone getting killed. Because the internet sleuths and the beating chest heroes think, I've got to take this guy in. I've got to do the job the cops refuse to do. And they'll try and do something which could end result of someone dying because of this.
Oh, he was definitely following them home now. Do you see how we went from just a guy at a food truck that saw them and then went around the corner with them to
Caucasian, not hero complex, celebrity complex.
Yes.
They don't want to be a hero. They want to be the celebrity. They want to get the celebrity status
Well, it's almost
of the
bedtime
guy who found the murderer and brought him into the police. Just like in their favorite TV show and movie. You don't hate Hollywood enough.
now he definitely followed them home, and he's got knives and photos. Oh God, knives and photos. Lock him up. Lock him up, Karen, aptly named Karen.
Allegedly, he actually knew the girls.
You can see the hoodie guy standing near the girls.
This guy had been bumping into Kaylee in public a lot.
This guy had been bumping into...
Oh, wait. Hold up. How the fuck do you know? How do you know that this John Jack person has been bumping into Kaylee a lot? How do you know this? And then here we go. Kaylee's dad did say that she told him something about a possible stalker. I'm going to say, cite your fucking sources. Where's your evidence? Yeah, this is all I heard or someone said or people are saying. And we all know how that goes.
Lots. This guy had been bumping into Kaylee in public a lot. It's a town of 26,000 people. You nose ring bimbo. No, they're gonna bump into one another. Earlier on in the documentary, we know who he is. So, yeah, people who know each other are going to bump into one another. Fat, bored white women are just the bane of good common sense and country's prosperity. You want to see the downfall of a nation? Bored white women trying to get something done because they care about it and they decided to find their passion. And while we're...
No, they don't care. Again, they want the celebrity status. They don't give a fuck. Let's make that fucking clear right the fuck now. They don't care. They're like, ooh, this is interesting. And if I can say something juicy about this and act like I know something about this, I can get clicks and I can get likes and thus I can get celebrity status. That's why they do it. Not because they care. I don't think a single fucking one of them cares. They just want they want this sweet, sweet dopamine of clicks and likes and comments. That's what they want.
at it. Damn the TikTok filters that make them look prettier than what they are. They're cows. They should be looked at as cows. All the rings in their noses are just to lead them away from the buffet. And look at this. Oh my God. Look at the fucking still with the words that she put up in it. Who is food truck guy? John Jack. University of Idaho frat boy. Possibly stalker. When did it become a stalker? When did it become possibly? We're just shooting shit out of our ass here. Not realizing that it has an effect on real people. Or that it has nothing to do with the case. Because you don't have...
They don't care. They don't care that it can affect... See, none of these people knows. None of these people cares that it can affect real people. That thought never enters into their mind. They only think about how it can affect them, affect their popularity, can affect how well their video does in the algorithm. That's what they care about. And Walnut, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I don't know how many of you that were in Muzzled Walnut's stream are also in mine. But we are halfway through a true crime story where AC just eviscerates internet sleuths.
that information, and you're not gonna get it because we don't want to ruin the case. Always purposely bumping into
like sleuths that would like go through the entire case.
They threw ethics out the window. They like dressed up as students and went into the dorms to try and find information.
Listen.
You don't hate the fucking media enough. This is exactly, again, this is exactly it. These are wannabe reporters or sleuths that think they are smarter than the cops and they're gonna solve the case just like fucking Nancy goddamn Drew. These are people, and I'm gonna solve this case because the cops are dumb. No, Mastermind, they're not stalking anybody. They're just impinging upon a police investigation and possibly fucking it up. They would be the stalkers if they were actually following, and I use that word with about a truckload of salt, are basically sticking their ass into the investigation and potentially going to be fucking it up because who knows who the fuck they're going to talk to? Who knows if they are going to actually talk to a suspect and tip that suspect off? And cause that suspect to run, and now the police have lost their suspect. Because these internet sleuths decide to shove their ass into the case to try and make a name for themselves.
I don't think you understand how difficult you're making the investigation when you dress up as students and go into the dorms trying to get more information. Do you know how intimidating that is? Do you know how on edge you're making everybody because now everybody's got to check their six and look over their shoulder because they're afraid some weirdo's going to jump out of somewhere and be like, do you know Kaylee? Did you kill them? How about Hoodie Guy? I heard he's stalking. Stay in your...
Not to mention that potential witnesses or people that could potentially give valuable information to the police may think that these fucking internet cockgobblers and part of the police are working with the police, that they're undercover or something. And so now maybe they're going to distrust the police because they thought that these internet sleuths were actually members of the police department conducting their investigation. They're just fucking it up 6 ways to Sunday.
Stay in your lane.
There is only one spot in that backyard that is dark enough that somebody could have gotten into. Was that window that's missing.
Snuck in. How do you know? What if the person who committed the crime was invited in? That they were a guest at some point? You're automatically assuming that someone broke into the house with no evidence what the fucksoever.
To say. No, I am going to say it. You showed up days later to a crime scene, the outside of which, and you're just taking photos and zooming in on bricks underneath windows and saying, I think that's where they got into the building. Now, if you could be right. All right, you could be right. That could have been exactly what happened. Now, what if that is some information that the police department didn't want to put out because the guy cut himself on the window and now there's DNA evidence, right? Do you ever think that maybe the shit you put out there might actually affect the investigation? Now,
no, they don't
I'm
think
not
that.
saying you can't speculate. However, I am saying that showing up to the crime scene and then spewing out bullshit that you can't verify at all creates an issue in the community and now for the police in the investigation.
And yeah, Vespasian, wait, was it this? Yeah, Vespasian, they're not they're not interfering with the criminal investigation at this point. It's well, no, Vespasian, no, it's we could be angry at them, but let's not classify it incorrectly. They're not interfering with an investigation. Interfering with an investigation is directly trying to basically prevent the police from doing their jobs and conducting investigation. So if the police were questioning a witness or someone that has potential information or a suspect, or there was physical evidence that the police needed to collect, and these internet sleuths were preventing them from doing so, that's interfering with an investigation. Being a bunch of dumbasses and spewing a bunch of misinformation onto the internet and potentially fucking up their case is not interfering with an investigation, is not something that can be charged. So yes, we will decry what they did. We will call them fucking morons, absolutely, and say that you could potentially be fucking up the case. But yeah, when it comes to a legal difference, that it is crucial that we don't conflate what they're doing with a crime, because so far as of what we've seen is not a crime. You can call them assholes, you can say you're fucking up the investigation, and thus you could be preventing the police from getting justice because you're being a bunch of bumbling fucking morons. Absolutely, we can and have been saying that. No problem. But from a legal standpoint, nothing anyone has done so far could be construed as a crime, unfortunately.
Do you know how many defense lawyers are going to look at this and be like, I mean, how secure was the crime scene? You got people that are 30 feet behind, the caution tape taking photos of where all this shit is.
Yeah.
This place is contaminated. Fuck it. Or how can you get a fair trial if so many people are already in here judging the person that's done it?
There it is. Thank God Rich brought that up, because I was waiting to see how far and wide the spread, but he brought it up first. Yes, this is a legit defense that defense lawyers will bring up all the time, especially when a particular case has gotten a fuck ton of traction in the social media space, where everyone is basically saying, this guy's guilty, this guy's guilty, this guy's guilty, and it's like gone viral. The defense legitimately can bring up that my client will not be able to receive a fair trial because social media has already labeled him as a killer. It's gone viral, and everybody is calling him a killer. That's what these internet sleuths did. No, Shadows, that was what I was talking about before. There is no argument of impeding an investigation. Unfortunately, this is not something that is considered impeding an investigation by spewing shit on the internet, because that's freedom of speech. People can say whatever the fuck they want. That's not impeding an investigation. But they are, either knowingly or unknowingly, these people are potentially tainting the jury and potentially fucking up the prosecution's case, because the defense can argue that their client will not get a fair shot at a fair trial.
And throwing it up on social media.
There was one particular guy, he started making YouTube videos and he started showing up places.
Who is that guy? Who is that guy?
Hi, dude. In your car, randomly recording people going in.
That was the guy in the video. That was the buddy in the video who pointed to the girls, to Hoodie Guy, before Hoodie Guy went to go talk with the girls. That's who that is. He's now putting this guy that's just standing there and putting him on blast.
Who is that guy?
Hi, dude.
Oh, and you gotta love that this piece of shit YouTuber is wearing a hat that says media, pretending like you fucking LARPing like he's a journalist.
In your car, randomly recording people going in and out of their homes, saying, who's that guy? Who the f are you, guy? You're more suspect than everybody else wearing a hat that says media and just recording yourself with somebody in the background going over to their friend's house. You're definitely...
That's as bad as Hassan walking the LA riots with a fucking tactical vest on and a pretend press badge, pretending like he is a member of the press. It's basically the same fucking thing.
Definitely not from that community. You're probably driving a car with an out-of-state plate. You're wearing a hat that says media, which media definitely don't do, and this is exactly how I see all these sleuths. As annoying heads that just want to poke the bear and get their 5 seconds of fame, no matter what the cost or whatever they spew or put out. Literally, the dude is pointing at a chubby guy with a beard going into his friend's house, and he's like, but what is that? What could it mean? Who is that guy? Is he something? That's exactly how we view you. You take nonsensical shit and you try to turn it into something that is all you discovered it, you found the thing that has nothing to do with the case whatsoever. You're just making it harder on everybody else that's involved, legitimately involved in the investigation.
Because he wants clicks. I feel like I'm going to be repeating this a lot. These people are doing this for the clicks. They're doing it for the views. They're doing it for the likes. They're doing it for the comments.
Play that guy 17 million times in a row. Every time some internet sleuth goes, and I think that hoodie guy did not. Or I think that he's suspect because look at how weird he acts. Play that guy right there. He's like, who's this guy? Going into his house. Who's that guy? That's who you are. That is exactly who you are. I'm freaking out.
They have the EX. A lot of people are saying symbolism with Ethan and Xana.
What? Dude, you're at a threat. That is literally that is literally what fraternities use for identification. Is the Greek lettering. Yes, it's Greek letters outside of a fucking frat house. And he's conflating this to being two people's names. You dumb fuck. This is so fucking stupid, it defies description. Wolf, I know. Yeah, because
Xana.
it's Gamma, it's Sigma Chi Gamma Eta. Oh my, and listen to how he conflates it.
A lot of people are saying symbolism with Ethan and Xana.
Do you see what I mean now? Do you see what I mean about making shit up that has nothing to do with it? Yeah. This guy is implying the fraternity is somehow involved or responsible for the deaths of these 4 kids because they're...
Is that the implication? Is that what that cock gobbler was trying to imply? That the fraternities have EX to apply Ethan and Xana to the victims? I.e. that the fraternity was targeting them? Are you... Oh, my sweet fuck. Oh, my sweet fuck. This man just took the fraternity's own Greek letters and turned it into a conspiracy theory that the fraternity was going after these 2 people. You are so fucking stupid, it defies description. Go home. You're cooked.
They're Greek letters from the Greek alphabet. Line up with the first initials of their names. Just 2 of the victims. Ethan and Xana. What does it mean? It's symbolism. Do you see how nutty this is? Just the fraternities out there murking 4 people because what? Why? Why would the fraternity do it?
Because Illuminati. The fraternities use Greek letters. It must be the fucking Illuminati.
This is the real countdown now.
You may think that's crazy, but would you be surprised?
And then how do you explain the other 2 deaths that are involved here? Like, if you actually look at some of the stupid that these people post, you could debunk it if we just took a breath and did common sense. If you take it at face value, E and X are two of the freaking initials of the two people killed out of the four. Oh my God. Oh my God. But if we sit here and we break it down and say, all right, this fraternity has been around for decades upon decades and decades. Their frat house has been here 500 semesters before these kids were even born. Maybe it's just a strange coincidence. It has nothing to do with anything. Maybe we don't start suggesting, which is exactly what this guy's doing, that the fraternity is somehow involved in the murder. Do you see?
Which we all know what that could potentially lead to, where the entire fraternity starts getting harassed, where maybe the school, if this video goes viral, who knows if the school is going to come down on the fraternity and say, listen, our school can't take this kind of heat because your fraternity is being accused of a conspiracy and is bringing a lot of heat on the school, so we're going to have to shut your fucking fraternity down. See, these people don't care that there are consequences to their actions that affect people other than them. Be drugged into court. The people that, like the guy that's saying like, ooh, EX, it's Ethan and Xana. Oh, there's symbology going on. Could it be something? Those people need to get their asses drugged in front of a judge to explain themselves as to why they are smearing a
Yo, what's good, everybody? We gonna kick it off tonight with none other than some React that we had, starting off earlier this evening with, of course, Ember Paradox. Yes, she's watching some Angry Cop, and it was absolutely fantastic to listen to her content. Absolutely goated. But we have a lot of shit to get through tonight. So we're going to do our best, okay? We have a lot of shit to get through. We may only get to some of it. Okay, we may only get to some of it. Because I'm dad. Dad must do dad things. That's right. Dad must do dad things. Of course. We're just starting out, so I figure the cool peeps, probably me so be one too. Guys were kicking it last night. Definitely love talking to you guys in Ember's chat as well. Just setting a few last tidbits up in the back end. And we're gonna get started. By the way, definitely tell me which ones you want first. I'm not gonna be able to do all 4 of these videos tonight. I want to, but I'm probably not going to be able to do all of them. We have the Nux coverage on the totalitarian horse shit that's going on over in the UK and the stuff that they are going to be bringing to the US or trying to introduce into the US. Definitely want to cover some of that. We also have Caroline Leavitt's podium speakage. That's right. Based Caroline. You love her, I love her, she's gorgeous, of course. Speaks like a boss. Covers everything really good. Really good. Then on the bottom right, we have Piers Morgan Uncensored doing some amazing panel talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. Lots of good stuff there, guys. Lots of good stuff. Yes, Joy, because that shit has to be talked about. I'm telling you right now, it's a shitstorm. Now, if you know Ember Paradox's content and you are a follower of hers well enough to know what kind of, in general, attitude and sort of leanings that she has, you will know, notably, if you saw me last night, that I lean in a similar direction. And I have to say that if you have any wherewithal about the United States, it is that regardless of your party, we have big guns and we cannot lie. And there's no doubt that Russia must come to the table. I believe he will. I believe Putin will. I know he will. In fact, if he doesn't, he'd be the biggest moron in the history of morons. Let's be honest. Dude needs to just chill. Trump's like, yo, can't we just like build hotels everywhere and make business, trade, and everybody's prosperity and everything is hunky-dory? I'm kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Trade goods, trade agreements. Yes, I agree. Up in the top right, we have a React to Shoe On head that I think is crisp. Absolute S tier. Better than Asmongold, actually. She gives some additional commentary layered on from the UK perspective. We'll get to her. Probably for sure. All right. Here we go, guys. Definitely like, sub, all that. Okay. This is the shit I really wanted to cover. So, without further ado, let's get into some Nux in our coverage stuffies. Alright.
Conduct and code. Now, I personally don't feel the need to bend to the whims of the ethical code to make specific what they are doing is they are forcing you to buy things with Visa and MasterCard, but Visa and MasterCard isn't willing to make specific purchases if it goes against their ethical conduct and code. Now, I
know about
don't
this.
feel the need to bend to the whims
But
of
it's
the
about
ethical
to get
code
even
of
crazier.
fucking Visa and MasterCard. So this is levels of bullshit, the likes of which you are not ready to see. But unfortunately, it got crazier. Australia plans to ban YouTube for users under 16. Now, what the fuck? This was never about porn or protecting children. It has always been about censorship and control. Honestly, true. Now, the craziest thing that I am seeing
it's
here
about
is
to
that
get
people don't like the idea
absolutely
that there are
unhinged.
kids that are 16 that are going there. It has nothing to do with protecting children from porn. Nothing to do with that. But what if a child goes on YouTube and sees a funny little blue anime man talking about how feminism is cancer? That might not be good for their development.
Blue anime man. FYI. That is our man story a while back, last night and today already. I'm telling you guys, their noses are on the money here. Let's keep going.
We want them to grow up in a society where they think like us. We want them to grow up lobotomized and agreeing to the status quo. What if they actually go onto Twitter and actually get introduced to a perspective on life that, the government doesn't want you to have?
Yes.
If your views go against the government...
Oh?
Well, maybe it's your views that need to change.
Oh,
now,
really?
What it is, they're lowering the...
It's my view that needs to see you're in wrong think, the government says. You've heard it before. That is the thing that they want you to understand. See, what you don't get is your brain isn't functioning right. You have the wrong thoughts. You have the wrong rhetoric. You're not complying with the status quo. That's what they want. They want you to conform and be controlled by their narrative. Guys, make no... is the shit that they're trying to introduce into the U.S. However, we do have some hope. Let's keep going, get a little bit more about what's going on.
Age for voting to 16 in the United Kingdom, and they are also banning them from the internet. Now, why would they do this? Because it's an easy way to fucking control people.
Of course.
Let's be honest. I'm not trying to get all conspiracy brained on your ass.
Of
but
course.
If you're lowering the voting age to 16, and you're not allowed to even be introduced to opposing perspectives.
I know.
Until you're 16. Well, then they control the voters, and if you control the voters, you control the government.
Not fascist though, right? Yeah,
A
Thor.
ploy to control people, and in my opinion, it's a diabolical way to claw back to the fucking woke ideology bullshit. In my opinion. Now, the thing is, censoring stuff is not constructive. Well, it's not constructive as far as like the overall issues, but it is very destructive in regards to controlling retards. So now here's the interesting thing. You'll notice this is about Australia planning to ban YouTube for users. You notice this is about
oh, come on.
This is about Trump talking about a mass censorship campaign in England. You will notice that suspiciously every single Western company jumped on this horse at the same fucking time. Somehow, at the same time, they jump in, and every country, except for America so far, and America's getting a little bit involved, has decided that now is the time that we need to drop some censorship rules onto the world. Not to sound like a conspiracy.
Of course it is!
It is really weird how censorship and surveillance is coming from all fronts in different countries simultaneously. Just in, YouTube will begin using AI to monitor user behavior and psychology to determine whether viewers in the US are over or under the age of 18. Not only is this destructive to every single YouTuber on the planet, every single person is going to get thousands of viewers just sliced away because the AI decided they should not be...
Brother, what the hell is happening here? I'm sorry. Holy shit. This is unhinged. What the hell? I mean, This is some literal authoritarian, totalitarian, crazy, asinine shit. It doesn't get any worse than this, guys. It doesn't. It really fucking doesn't. Hang on.
Watching your content.
Let's hear it.
Not only that, but also, and I think this is even more incredibly evil, they're monitoring everybody. YouTube is starting to push people away. Is YouTube too radical? What are we doing, guys? Now, interestingly enough, Visa and MasterCard have been crashing the fuck out because Get Online's, they are scared. I called and asked why an Australian activist group was able to control what I, an American, have access to do because of what they've already done in Europe. They hung up, do not back down, waste their time. It turned, people are saying stop censoring games, stop censoring things in general. All these phone numbers, different...
Listen, they already have a two-tiered legal system in the UK. Protected classes cannot be prosecuted the same way for the same crime. That's fucked. That's literally, by the way, they're talking about, when I say protected classes, we're talking about legal and illegal immigrants, in this case particularly minorities, which happen to be both blacks and Muslims. Now, say what you will about a protected class, but they should not be treated any differently when they commit the same crime. Everyone should be equal under the law. That is the way it is supposed to work. Holy shit.
Places for you to call and reach and yap and yell and scream at them, and every single time you get in there, you yell at them and, well, I'm not saying harass them, but politely tell them that they're retards, and they are actually shaking. They started hanging up on people. They started yelling back at people. There are actual unbelievable backlash that Visa and MasterCard specifically are getting. But I think this is the most insane, psychopath, dystopian reality. YouTube rolling out AI to detect if people are under 18 and then kick them off the platform. Force you to enter your official government IDs to use the internet. Brother, this is just another level of control and manipulation. Because
of course it is.
The internet knows all of your...
Look, they've already, he's about to say, let's hear him out. He's fucking based. He's on a roll here.
Your preferences, all of your wants. It will have blackmail on every single person ever. It could humiliate anyone with your search history because they will know exactly who the person is. Like, you don't understand the level of
It's way worse than that. It's way worse than that. It's so unhinged, okay? Because what they're essentially going to be, what they would want to implement with this kind of structure, right, is, and they've touched on this before, right, the segregated internet. Ember touched on it earlier today, if you guys were watching and paying attention in there. But it's worse than that, because if they can control what the internet content, like they already control the media, right? That's obvious. But if they control the internet too, holy fuck, your mind is no longer your own. If you cannot do your own research on information, and I get it, some sources are less reliable than others, but you have to allow people to make those mistakes. Even when you don't think that, like, what you do is you create good, accurate, people know when ultimately shit doesn't turn out to be true, what sources are good and what sources are bad. Why? Because people live on, and in the future, when things do not come to fruition that have been, called out or predicted falsely, that becomes a less reliable source. This is why no one trusts the media, because everything they were peddling for the last 4 years was a fucking lie. That's how it works. When ultimately what you're saying proves out to be inaccurate based off of the future, and it does come to bite you in the ass, make no mistake about that, that is when people will turn to alternative sources for their information. When they figure out, hey, they were not telling me the fucking truth. Some people can still live in their little bubble and think that they're being told the truth. Those people, Natural selection gets rid of them over time, I promise. Nothing but music and podcasts on Spotify. No visual content that I know of. Hell, I've never even like, maybe it's been too long. I've been out of the loop too long. I didn't even know they had visual content. Do they have visual content? And if they don't, brother, what the hell is wrong with you with requiring age verification for what? What? Exactly. Podcasts? You think that the average 10-year-old is going to go browsing through Spotify to look up a podcast like by Joe Rogan or something? What in the world what? That's not how things, holy shit, this is not reality.
There is already YouTube Kids. There is a YouTube Kids app. And Spotify? There's
exactly.
Music. They don't even let Kanye West's Heil Hitler song on Spotify. What is there? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I mean, we all know what the answer is. Joe Rogan's on Spotify. All right? Foreigners and, import more people into our society to completely destroy us. This is insane. I don't think people understand the depths of what we're actually dealing with here. This, in my opinion, is one of the biggest wars that we need to go to in the modern era. All right? We need to go to this battle. Now, they claim it's to protect children. Remember, this is the argument that they keep making. It's just for child safety, guys. We don't want kids to watch porn. Now, I actually have a solution. I have a feeling that everyone else...
Thor says, honest question here. How can AI tell the difference between 17 and 18 or a person who is on the spectrum? That's a good question, Thor, honestly. And the answer is it can't. At least not accurately. It's going to be a hit and miss. I mean, if a person, a real life person, on average, is not going to be any better in telling the age of another, right? Like, holy shit. What? And yes. Yes, they are retarded, Misa. It's never about kids. It never is.
Covering this will disagree with me on this solution. But I actually have a solution to this whole thing. And I think that this is the ultimate answer. Now,
child safety.
You have every right to disagree with
Trojan horse. Yes, we're here to protect the kids. I swear. We're not here out to do anything different or other than that. You can trust us. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Bullshit.
I'm going to tell you my opinion. You have every right to disagree. My opinion is ban porn. If porn is so dangerous for children, just ban porn. Just take porn off the internet. Yep, that's my opinion. Just ban porn, guys. Yep, that's it.
Okay, Nux, let's not get crazy. I mean, honestly, he's probably right. Would it be better overall for society? Yes. Am I going to vote for this? I plead the fifth.
Is it? So if porn is banned, then we have no problems, and we get the internet to keep going. I think this is just a net positive. That's my opinion. Obviously, you could disagree with me, and I understand why a lot of people would. However, the ultimate goal here should be, censor your kids. Protect your children.
That is the answer. The correct answer is adults should be adults. What? Responsibility? You're kidding. No, that can't be the answer. It can't be that parents actually do their fucking job and protect their kids. Oh, no. That would be just no. There's no way. You can't have that. The government should take care of your kids, not parents. Oh my God, this is the kind of insane, crazy ass shit that makes me want to actually start a revolution. I'll be a general, okay? I'll lead from the front. I'm pretty good with a blade, I'm not gonna lie. Yep. Elden Ring this shit. Fucking. Oh, God. We literally have a generation of gamers that have studied their entire lives on the insane fantasy bullshit of, like, war. Overall, they're probably better than the average grunt was in World War II. At least in understanding, like, from a sky-high view perspective of battlefield strategy. I think it would be lit. Also, insanely horrible.
Parent, maybe. Maybe don't give an iPad to your kid and tell them, hey, kid, go do whatever the fuck you want. Maybe actually be a parent. I don't know. Maybe your parents should switch your YouTube to YouTube Kids or something. I don't know. That's what I have to say.
That's a joke, by the way. I'm not really a revolutionary. I pretty much think we're on the right track, and even though some of the conservatives may fall for this child safety guise when it really is authoritarian, I think most of them will see through that. We have the Senate majority. I don't think this will go anywhere. We have the First Amendment. Everyone knows it'll be up to the courts, and the court is stacked in our favor, at least when it comes to free speech. And so, no, I don't think for an instant that this will pass in the U.S.
That's personally what I think is important. Parents need to parent, and ultimately, in my opinion...
Yes, Thor.
In my opinion...
That's what I had when I was a kid.
Hot take, incredibly hot take.
The computer was actually in our parents' bedroom, but our parents weren't always home when we were teenagers. Just saying. Yeah. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but, you know, there it is.
Censoring the world and putting this era of censorship upon the people might be one of the most diabolical things ever. This is a way to control the next generation's minds, and we should absolutely be pushing back on it 1,000%. And if the argument is, hey, it's just porn, then fine. Ban porn. Call their fucking bluff. I think porn is bad in general. I think porn is not a good thing. I think it's unhealthy for people. In general, I don't think it's a good thing to have a society where, you know, you have people walking around with porn brain, going around thinking that that's what sex is all about. That's what relationships are all about. I don't think porn is. Obviously, the porn addictions are really bad. So I do think there are a lot of net negatives to porn. So ban porn. So ban porn and don't censor the world. That's my opinion. You could disagree if you want. But anyway, Moist Critical has been going wild. He made like 3 separate videos on this. I didn't watch them, but I opened them up. And we are going to be covering the entire saga.
This is what I've been waiting for.
From beginning to end. All right? So the MasterCard saga, the YouTube censorship.
This is what I've been waiting for. This is the big one. Okay. Guys, oh, man. I really wanted to save my reaction for this moment right here for as many viewers as possible. We may delay. It is a high probability we might just wait a minute. Just a minute, because this is the real epic shit right here. And I've been wanting to get to it so badly. But I really want to wait till I can maybe attract a few more viewers. Because I think my reaction is going to be unhinged. I haven't seen this whole section yet, and that's on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want it to be authentic because I am probably going to lose my shit. It'll probably be entertaining as fuck. So, we're going to warm up with... And she, like, started, like, right here-ish, maybe? Oh, wow. This is longer than I thought. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Alright. Let's warm up with this one.
Through the door. But fun gets you through the door. But love's what makes you stay. It's why some games just fade from memory really quickly while others stay stitched to your heart forever. So let me ask you, When was the last time a game genuinely hit you right here in the heart? And not because of some epic boss fight or a twist.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was the last time that a game did that to me. It was actually epic, completely fucking based. I loved every minute of it. And, not gonna lie, Verso is the only ending that matters. Any other ending, which there's only one, which is Mael's, and it's wrong. Period. End of story. Anybody who chooses Mael's ending is wrong. Period. End of story.
Ending, but because you just genuinely love the characters. You cared and you rooted for them and you just wanted them to succeed. I feel like games used to do this all the time. In fact, it kind of seemed like it was a non-negotiable, but somewhere along the way, the heartbeat got quieter. Let's talk about that heartbeat, because love,
games anymore don't give a shit about that when it comes to AAA. All they want to do is push their woke agenda, push their fucking politics, push their fucking messaging. It's all about the message. We know that the DNC met and had a $20 million meeting deciding the fate of, oh, we want to contact and get in touch with young men. That's not pedophilia or nothing. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, what is happening?
Just powerful love has built some of the greatest stories that we have in gaming, and I'm actually really hopeful that we're starting to see a return to form with this. What kind of love are we even talking about? Because it's actually not just about romance. Okay, I have a mini Greek lesson incoming, but I promise it's super relevant. Greek actually has 4 different words for love, and yes, they are kind of flexing on us English speakers here. I won't lie, because when we say love, we mean a plethora of different things. And these kinds of love show up actually all around us, in stories, in our relationships, and even just how we show up for one another. Alright, so here's the quick Greek breakdown.
Yeah, based as shit. Okay, so I think she's onto something here. I'm gonna just link this in as people come in. There we go.
The first kind of love is Eros, and that is your romantic, passionate love. Think Yennefer and Geralt from The Witcher. They're very intense, devoted, complicated couple at times, but at the heart of it, there's real care for one another.
This is the problem with most modern languages. They all have the same word for different emotions. This is a different thing, right? We have a synonym of love, and we use it for so many different things. But I like the fact that the Greeks had it correctly, right? There's really distinct, right? Because parental love is obviously different than this. And there's the friend kind of love, and there's so many different kinds. And there really should be separate words for it. I swear. Can we vote on it? Can we vote on it?
Another, even if they don't always know how to say it. The second kind of love is philia, which is your deep friendship or chosen family type love.
Philia!
Like Aloy and Erend in Horizon. It's not romantic.
Philia!
It's just someone who always shows up, is protective and loyal and just unshakable. The kind of friendship that you would fight a machine beast for. The third kind of love is storge, and that is your familial, protective type of love. So think about Tifa and Marlene from Final Fantasy VII. She's not her mother, but the way she looks after her, that's storge. That's the kind of love that's steady but unspoken and always there. The final type of love, and my personal favorite, is agape, and that is your unconditional, sacrificial love. A great example of this is Samwise and Frodo from
Agape. That is the greatest kind. And what sums up parental love is agape and familial. What was it?
The final type of love, that's the kind of love that...
Yeah, so storge and agape is parental love.
That's his favorite, is agape, and that is your unconditional, sacrificial love. A great example of this is Samwise and Frodo from The Lord of the Rings. Sam's love for Frodo isn't about obligation or reward, but it's about giving everything and expecting nothing in return. Love is really what gives everything meaning, and when games tap into those different layers of love, that's when they go from fun to purely unforgettable. So let me show you what I mean, and let's start with the one that always gets all the attention, the romantic kind. Starting off with one of our favorite examples of Eros is Arthur and Mary from Red Dead Redemption 2. they actually never get their happy ending, and that's what makes it linger. It's love defined by what's left unsaid, and how much Arthur still wants to better himself, tries to serve her, even when their lives no longer line up. Or Nate and Elena from the Uncharted series, they're very messy and stubborn and just hilarious. Actually totally believable throughout everything that the story throws.
What happened to this kind of depth, right? Characters in video games used to have this in abundance, right? I mean, it was just, you knew what it was just by reading the dialogue as a kid or hearing it in whatever form it came your way. Like, this kind of depth and all the different layers of, like, what she's talking about with these Greek different representation, word-wise, of love, was the thing. They explored these avenues and this storytelling and this depth, this emotional sort of connection with the characters and the plot and the character development and the twists and the turns, and it all drew you in. Made the experience of gameplay itself that much better. Final Fantasy XIV did this with Shadowbringers, lesser extent Endwalker, and then fell off with Dawn Trail. What the fuck was that?
At them, they keep choosing each other. It's not because it's a perfect marriage by any means, but because it matters. Titus and Yuna from Final Fantasy X, they start off worlds apart, literally and emotionally, but grow into each other in such a sweet, vulnerable way. It's a love story that lets you feel the warmth between them before it ever brings you to tears. But like I said before, romance isn't the only kind of bond that makes.
Final Fantasy X was my first Final Fantasy ever, and it was the best love story of all time, to me. Like, hardcore. I grew up in the 90s, the Titanic was a thing, my mother is a huge Titanic fan. Final Fantasy X was both agape and whatever it was for romantic love. I forget the word. I'm going to have to memorize each one of these Greek words, because holy shit, do they really resonate.
Us care. Some of the most unforgettable connections in games, they're about loyalty, about standing beside someone because you choose them and not because you're told to. This brings us to Philia. A great example of this is actually Mio and Zoe from Split Fiction. They started out as teammates, but through ups and downs and loss and choosing each other over and over again, they actually become like sisters. And that's the kind of bond that doesn't ask for permission to exist, it just does. Or Deacon and Boozer from Days Gone. Okay, yes, probably not what you were expecting. I know it's a zombie
I haven't played
but
either.
The brotherhood, the ride or die loyalty, Deacon goes through actual heck for Boozer, and it's raw and honest and way more emotional than anyone expected, okay? It's the kind of love that shows up and sticks around. Or Jason Victor from Arcane. You know, technically gaming adjacent. I know it's League of Legends, but I don't play League of Legends, so. This one is really complicated. They do not always agree with each other, and that's what makes this relationship hit so much harder. There, between them, you really feel it. Or one of my all-time favorites, Sora, Donald, and Goofy from Kingdom Hearts. And I want to first apologize to all of the Kingdom Hearts lovers out there.
It's not that deep. I mean, it's good. It's okay, but mostly people play that game for the gameplay. It's a fun combat game. It has all these cool challenges and fun character moments, but I don't know. But maybe that's a hot take, guys, but it's not the I mean, okay, it has like the Kyrie thing with Sora and everything, but let's be honest, it's nothing like Final Fantasy X, and it can't even come close to that. Other than it's pretty basic when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know. I get it though. He's not wrong.
Get through the third game. I had such a hard time. I'm so sorry. Yes, it's a chaotic friendship, but underneath all of the Keyblade badness is one of the most loyal trios in gaming. Donald and Goofy don't just fight beside Sora, but they believe in him. And in a world full of dark.
Okay, on second thought, when I think of Donald using Zeta Flare, oh my gosh, that is based. Zeta Flare, and it was a spell that cost him his life. Bro, what? It was insane. Holy shit.
That kind of friendship really is magical. And sometimes it's not even about choice, it's about duty. The kind of love that shows up without words and that protects. This brings us to familial love, or storge. And you probably already know where I'm going with this. Hint, it's in the thumbnail. Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us. Joel is not a hero because he saves the world. He's a father figure who learns to love again, and not because he has to, but because something in him compels him to. Not a clean.
If it wasn't for the second season and or second game, no, people would like this more. But they had to push the agenda, didn't they? They just had to ruin the whole fucking thing.
Relationship, and it's not easy, but it's real. And it's the kind of love that says you are mine to care for, and it means it. And yes, Joel was right.
That's true.
If you disagree, that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. Also, I'm just gonna say it. It's really a shame what they've done to the live action. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Kratos from God of War.
True and real.
This is a story about a man who does not know how to say I love you, and a boy who desperately needs to hear it. And watching them just grow into each other is, it's love that learns to be patient and leads with gentleness. It doesn't explode. It endures quietly and steadily. Then there's rhyme, and there's barely any dialogue in this game, just color and music and emotion, but the feeling it leaves you with when you beat the game, it's about letting go and about remembering, and about how love doesn't always need physical words to leave something behind. I was ugly crying by the end of the—
Okay, just to clear this up, okay? Hold on. Just hang in there. We're gonna pull it up. I know Kingdom Hearts, you say it never, just hold on. Fucking look at this. Holy shit. Yo, this is about to go fucking ham. Goofy with the save and the shield. Holy crap. Bro!
No! Donald, no!
Yo! Bro, that is some Kamehameha shit. Oh. And then it's revealed that spell cost him his life, bro. Ah, the hit! Absolute S tier. If you don't like that, you're not human. Even I really did not get attached or resonate much with the Disney characters in Kingdom Hearts until that moment. It was the first time ever that it hit me. I was like, oh shit. Donald's based as fuck. Right? Okay.
This game, like, credits were rolling, my hoodie was over.
Wokelmat, yes, Misa. Yeah.
Over my head, just tears streaming for like a solid 30 minutes. Yeah. But to end on a little bit of—
He don't heal though. No spoilers. I know what happens, but you know. Making it be like roast duck tonight, anyone? Misa! How dare you?
Of a brighter note, the last example here is Professor Oak in Red from the Pokemon Classic era. He's not just the guy who gives you your first Pokemon. He's the one who sets you on your path and checks in on you and cheers you on like a super proud grandpa from afar. It's low-key, very old school, and very very sweet. And it's the gentle kind of love that just launches an entire adventure. And then there's the rarest kind. The kind that gives everything, even when it knows it might not get anything back. The kind that chooses to walk through fire just for the chance that someone else might make it out alive. Of course, we're talking about the sacrificial love, agape. One of my all-time favorite games is Shadow of...
FYI, I am a Christian, so I resonate with this one a lot. I'm also a father, so I resonate with this one a lot.
The Colossus. Wander and Mono have no dialogue and no exposition between each other. It's just one boy and one lifeless girl, and a quiet promise. Wander gives everything to bring her back. He slays Colossi, not for his own glory, but for love. He defies divine law and shatters the natural order of things and slowly loses himself in the process. I'm actually getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's such a impactful and devastating and desperate.
When the Bible was first written in Greek and translated to Greek from, I'm going to skip ahead to it uses the word agape for Christ's sacrifice, just FYI.
Story, and it's utterly sacrificial. You watch him fade
unconditional
piece by piece just for the chance to see her breathe again. Amicia and Hugo from A Plague Tale. She carries the weight of the world for her brother, and their love is so messy and fierce and just very human.
The idea that you put someone else and everything about them so far above your own selfish needs and wants and desires that you'd be willing to end your own existence for theirs, to die for someone else, to do whatever you could possibly do to make sure that they lived, even if it costs you everything. That is unconditional love.
And watching her grow into that role for him, it's really a gut punch. This is agape. It's a selfless, enduring love, and in the end, she sacrifices everything and never walks away. Zelda and Link from Tears of the Kingdom. Zelda gives up her body, her voice, and her future, all of it, just to give Link a chance. She becomes something less than human to protect the people that she loves, and that's agape. That means I'll vanish if it means that you live. One of my favorite examples of this is Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. He gives up his family, his honor, his legacy, even his name, just to save his home and protect people that may never know what it
Yes, Donald Duck, exactly.
cost him. It's a very quiet and resolute sacrifice. Another League of Legends adjacent example, Echo and Jinx from Arcane.
Also, FYI, Titus does this, agape, right? Because he knows he's a dream and he's going to vanish. He is going to give up everything so that Yuna, the rest of them, all of Spirit can live. Of course, it's like the whole world, right? And he doesn't see, it's a little bit different, but he still is like, yo, I will. And Yuna was going to sacrifice herself with the final summoning, right? So this agape is the pinnacle of all the rest of them, essentially, right?
In one version of
Hunter,
time,
what
everything
is
okay.
up?
Jinx is still powder, she's safe, she's happy and smiling, and just for a moment, Echo allows himself to live there.
This is the kind of depth that stories, games, movies, TV, they need this. If they want to resonate at all, if they want an audience, instead of pushing an agenda, instead of pushing politics and preaching down your throat of any kind, like, it doesn't matter what the political messaging is, if it's woke, if it's neo-Nazi, if it's fascism, if it's communism, like, get it. Like, it can all be present, it can be there if it's relevant to the story, if it's part of the, not just the plot, but it can't be empty. It has to make people feel like they can place themselves in this character's position. And not just because it's representation on screen. That's stupid.
And they're kids again, and there's no war and pain or anything terrible. It's all just peace, but he doesn't stay. He could stay, and he wants to stay. Instead, he leaves everything behind to just go back into the heartbreak and back into the version of Jinx who might never smile like that at him again. That's love that walks away from paradise just to fight for someone who may never know what you gave up for them. That's agape. That's love that breaks you and it still chooses them. See, these stories don't just tell us about love, they make us experience it. And sometimes that kind of love, it changes you. And the games that really stay with you, they don't just look good and they don't just play well, even though that's important, but they make you feel something.
It's like, why did anyone ever think that you couldn't tell amazing stories and resonate with amazing characters and really teach philosophy, life, emotion? You can really teach and like bring people into awareness of all these different exploratory themes, right? With video games. Of course you can! Holy shit!
Something real. Because suddenly, it's not just about saving the world, it's about saving someone or losing them. And when love is a part of that equation, whether it's romantic or familial or sacrificial, it changes the whole experience.
Brother, that is based. Odyssey. Well, I played Lost Odyssey. I don't know if that's the same game you're talking about, but
it sticks more, it hurts more, it just matters more. So here's the thing, not every game needs a love story. Some are just for fun, some are vibes, some are just pure fantasy or power trips, and that's totally fine.
But every game needs some kind of emotional resonance, even if all it is dopamine to make you feel happy, because it's still emotional resonance. So a racing game can do this. Right, but it also can teach you things about cars, about mechanics, about all kinds. Like, video games have an unlimited potential of utility and fun and storytelling, as much as any movie ever did. In fact, more so. Developing puzzle-solving skills. Like, when I think back of the 90s and the shit they used to say about Pokemon, for example, or some shit like that, and how they used to dog it all the time. It's like Eastern demons. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. Like,
But
shut
if
up.
you want me to care about the world, about the people and the stakes and the danger, then you have to give me something worth caring about. Because if I'm risking everything, I need to feel like something is on the line. And that's where so many games miss the mark. They give you spectacle and scale and gorgeous cutscenes, but no one to miss or no one to ache for, and no one that...
It's about immersion. Everything can boil down to that word, immersion. What does emotional resonance do for you in a video game? What is being happy because of the dopamine, because of the racing game that you're in? It's like you're immersed. In some way, some form, in some fashion, a video game is immersive, right? You're in it. You feel a part of it, right? It's more than a movie. It's more than entertainment from just like the screen. You're involved, and it literally is the thing that makes video games fantastic. It's everything. It's the reason why it is bigger than the music and Hollywood entertainment, TV show, movie industry combined. It is the fourth largest industry in the United States. The only thing that supersedes it is, after it is cars, then above that is property. And I don't know what the biggest one is. I think property actually is. It was property, then like the automobile industry, and then I'm pretty sure video games is at least third or fourth, maybe fifth.
You'd burn the world to see.
But it's bigger
Here's
than
some games
Hollywood
that just
and music
probably
combined.
could have made me feel
It's
a little bit more.
the biggest
Far Cry
form of entertainment by far.
You're leading a revolution, but the allies kind of feel like questboard
Probably.
NPCs, and if they die,
Good one,
kind of
Hunter.
just miss
And
the
that's
firepower
probably not far
and
from
not
the
the
truth.
person. And I know that's horrible. R.I.P. to the rocket launcher guy. Starfield, you have an entire galaxy to explore.
No. Stop. No. No, it's not. It's not. I like background NPC. She's fantastic. I love her content so far. Asmongold discovered her. She is based as fuck. Starfield ain't it, girl. Like, that's not it. Oh,
but
no.
no one to come home
Oh,
to.
no.
And your companions kind of feel like walking mission logs and not people you'd exactly storm a planet to save. Hogwarts Legacy. This one's painful because I genuinely love this game. You meet really cool companions, but outside of Sebastian's questline, the bonds never really grow all that much.
Oh,
no
she's
one
criticizing
changes that
them
much
for a
with you,
lack
and
of
honestly,
the kinds
there's
of
no
love.
one you'd
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
grieve if you lost. And in a world built on
Yeah,
wonder,
that she's
the kind
right
of
on.
emotional emptiness really stands out. Elden Ring. I know, I'm shocked this is even coming out of my mouth, and please, this does not take away from the fact that I love this game and it's really incredible. You literally become a mythical god slayer, you burn the world, and you...
Okay, so these are the examples that are lacking in some way of love. Okay, fair enough. That's true. Emotional resonance comes elsewhere. It comes from something else. In these games, you can get some kind of immersion or resonance from something other than the forms of love she talked about. Okay. But can't make a good game without love. I mean, what? You don't have to get it from
sacrifice
from
yourself,
love.
but through it all,
I
there's
think
no one to love. There's no one to lose. Melina comes pretty close, but even
well, relatability, immersion, it has to be like if it's fun, right? And you're getting the like racing games is not really. I mean, there's no love there. But and soccer, like what is? I think that's the biggest sports game in the world. Video game, the soccer, the what do you call it? I don't even know.
she feels distant. But imagine
I don't follow soccer. I don't even know what the damn league is called. That's how much I don't care about soccer. But a lot of people do, right? And so like, you know, it means something to a lot of people.
if she was someone who really knew you and someone that you did not...
Yes, Thor, you're right. But again, she is onto something in a way that like, do you really care? I mean, you can, and you can work your way into caring, especially if you love the game that much and you're really immersed in the lore, but you really have to try. Most people are playing it because it's just big dude, big sword, big swing, big hit, big awesome, right? Or big spell, big awesome, right? And that's true. That is just true, though. So you're not wrong, Thor, but do you really care?
have the option to save, okay? That
Can you love this game without diving deep into the lore or knowing a damn thing about it? Yes.
final decision, it would have shattered people. Alright, I know that's a lot of feelings, so let's just swing wildly in the other direction for just a second. Maybe that's why people are so sentimental about the Oblivion remaster.
No, I mean some part of the story or the characters that you relate to. Yeah, of course. I knew what you meant.
It's not the upscale, even though it does look beautiful, but it's the jank. It's the NPCs, it's the really weird one-liners, or the way that every character talks like they're reading off of some kind of medieval teleprompter. It's the guard who yells, "Stop! You violated the law!" That was a terrible impression, with toaster-level enthusiasm, an icon, pure chaotic affection, and if there's a fifth type of Greek love, it might just be Oblivion love. Here's the good news. Some modern games are starting to remember. And not just how to make things bigger, but how to make them matter. So let's talk about the ones bringing love back. I'm currently playing through Clear Obscure, and while I am hot trash...
I told you! Oh my gosh! I'm the king of predictors. This was going to be the number one. She said it at the beginning. What's the latest game you've played lately that is the pinnacle of all of these kinds of love? Period. End of story. And it will be game of the year. Make no mistake. I am always 99% right about this shit.
The actual gameplay, the story, is just very surreal and lyrical and beautiful, and you're just very emotionally invested.
Absolutely.
It's a game that really wants you to feel something.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
it
great.
does.
You can
It's so
form
good.
real relationships here. Yes, romances, but also deep friendships, heartbreaks, betrayals. Still mad of how Gale responded to me at the end of the game. I actually have not gotten over it.
Hunter, the very fact you stated that makes me ache. You have got to get this game. Not this game, not Baldur's Gate. Expedition 33. 100%. E33 will be Game of the Year. It is absolutely a must. It is the greatest gaming experience that you will have had in at least a decade. Okay? At least when it comes to single player games.
These characters change because of how you treat
I mean
them,
that.
and you're invited to forgive, to fight for your connection, even after you screw it up.
Probably
Cyberpunk
since 2010. And honestly, probably before that.
2077 Phantom Liberty. This one I'm really excited to say because it gave us back the emotional
I'm not a
threads
big
that
fan
the
of
initial game
BG3.
was
It's
just
all
missing.
right.
Reed,
Eh.
Songbird, and all your decisions, they actually land differently when there's real heart behind them. Kind of touched on this one a little bit earlier, but God of War Ragnarok. A lot of the focus is on family, identity, legacy. You feel the weight of those bonds.
Loved the one that came before this, the new God of War, right? When they did the sort of after he's left God of War 1, 2, and 3, the original trilogy, and he's in the new Valhalla sort of world. I loved that game. Boy. Right? Like him and his son just fucking, that is so cool. I loved every single second of it, and I'm really stoked to try Ragnarok, and I still haven't. It is actually killing me.
As the story unfolds. Not everything
Yes,
is resolved,
Hunter.
and that makes it feel even more human. It Takes Two, not just a really cute, fun co-op game that
Yeah, I
I
don't
give
know
my
nothing
husband and
about
most many
this.
games at,
I
even
know
if he
nothing about
disagrees.
this
It's
Takes
about
Two thing.
rebuilding a broken marriage through empathy and understanding, and the relationship is literally the gameplay. It's about choosing each other even when it's hard. These games are reaching for something real. They're reminding us that underneath the explosions and the side quests, that there's still so much room for heart, for connection, for stories that stay with you. And games are really starting to remember. It's not about, how wide the world is or how many things there are to collect or do. It's about how deep it feels when someone in that world actually means something to you. Because when a game makes you feel something real, that's when pixels turn into people and stories turn into memories. Love makes heroes brave and sacrifice meaningful, good stories unforgettable. It's patient, loyal, and forgiving. The best stories remind us who we are and who we wish we could be, who we wish we were brave enough to become. And if you felt that in a game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now I'm curious, while we're all here being all sappy, what's a game that's made you feel something real?
Okay.
Not just excitement, but actual love, a bond, a friend.
Like I said, Final Fantasy X, Expedition 33, these are the games that define a generation. And Expedition 33 is that game. For a decade and a half, it will define a generation. 100%. Final Fantasy X was that game for me in my teenage years. Expedition 33 will be that game for this generation. 100%. Alright. That was awesome. I love the background NPC. She's based as hell. I love all of her content. Definitely give her a like, give her a sub, and you can check it out. I have it pinned. And from here, though, we're moving on to and Ember is not live. I just wanted to check and see what she was doing. We are going to move on to, let's see, where do we go from here? Okay. Here's where we're going to go.
It's extremely dangerous. Making ultimatums to Russia that are first unenforceable, but are provocations and escalations. It's not going to end the war, but it could escalate the war.
Jeffrey has become an apostle of appeasement. Let's tell the people of Ukraine, give up on the Budapest Memorandum. We're not going to help you protect your borders. We're just going to turn back on 30 years and give up on international agreements. It's a recipe for further chaos. Jeffrey should know better.
You really think that Ukraine, sir, can drive the Russian army out? By what magic wish is this supposed to take place?
You know, Scott, I've been around the military for a long, long time, and I know that they know what the stakes are in this. They know what the risks are, and they're not about to give up.
It doesn't matter. They're not. There's no way. They don't stand a chance. What time is it? Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to cut it short, guys. We need to find somebody to raid and host. Honestly, shit. If we could just get a few more viewers, that would be swell. Let's take a look over here at what we have. And I don't know if I can host. I need more viewers. I have to have at least 5. Yeah. Well. That stinkeroos. I wish I could raid somebody. But I can't. I need to have more viewers. I have to call it a night. I can't go as late as I did last night and got my kiddo. But I will definitely be on tomorrow. And then, of course, Monday through Wednesday is when I'll be my most active. I'll be streaming all day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, guys. So it'll be all day events, trying to build an audience. We'll definitely be getting there. Goal to Vtuber and all the good stuff, okay? So definitely tell your friends, bring them in. We want that. We want to do as much as we can on that front. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and raid with Llama. We can raid. Yay! Okay, guys. See you next time. Peace out. Have a good night.